All right, all right. It's gonna be the second stream for LOBOVEMBER. We're drawing Lobo, taking on the Loblo, which was the new 52 Lobo. Collected that comic too, and thought the character was a cool design, maybe for like a sci-fi character, but not for Lobo. And he took out Lobo in the first issue, I think, the old school Bisley Lobo. I didn't like that, but like I said once, I said it, and I'll say it before, I say it again. Kenneth Rocafort came up with some really good designs for different Lobos for the new 52. If I ever get a crack at writing a story, I'm going to do a Lobo story where he takes out all the Kenneth Rocafort versions as different bounties and different realities and space and time. I think that would be the one I would go with. But yeah, we're doing this piece right here, and this is a Lobo, man. I haven't got a chance to draw this guy in a long time, so figured take a crack at it, and here we are. Let's see. Started watching that new Deathstalker last night. That was pretty funny movie. I didn't realize there'd be so much comedy in it. I'm gonna have a review coming for it pretty soon. Got to do a review on that, and also Predator Badlands. Just got to do it because those are like some of the best movies of the year. I did one for Frankenstein. I did that one right after I watched it in the movies, the movie theater. There's been a lot of talk about Frankenstein today on Twitter. A lot of people comparing it to the some people comparing it to the Kenneth Branagh version, which I think is it's a lot different. That one's pretty close to the novel, but not 100%. I think though with the Branagh version, I think that all the changes, or most of the changes he got right, was he did better than what Shelley wrote. A lot of the changes. One thing I think that suffers though that movie is the miscasting of Robert De Niro. I think that he did good with what he had, much like Michael Keaton playing Batman, but again, they were both terribly miscast. We needed the 8-foot monster with the yellow skin and the black, lips, and we still actually haven't got that 100%. I mean, Lordy was the closest thing we've got so far. Guillermo del Toro's movie, they take a lot of departures, but at the end of the day, it's just it's a solid, like, gothic, movie origin piece, if you will. I was saying that movie could be, they can make a sequel to it. Where's the sequel? For the 10 of you guys watching, thanks for stopping by. I'm doing an art stream right here. I'm drawing a Lobo versus Loblo from the new 52. This is Lobo Timber, and yeah, I just was doing this. Started this out on over on my buddies over on his stream, and finishing it up over here. Omer Glitch, if you guys ever checked out his channel, it's pretty cool. Go subscribe to him. And yeah, I actually got an idea for a Predator piece. I thought of this thing for Predator, and a whole story popped in my head, and in the middle of the night, I had to wake up. I had to, you wake up in the middle of the night, you want to go get like a snack. It happened last night, and I was telling myself, write it down, Matt, type it up. Hey, how's it going, ABCD? Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. If you're into this type of stuff, hit like and subscribe. And thanks for stopping by. And I was telling myself, Matt, you gotta write this down. That's usually what happens. Sometimes I'll wake up from a dream, and I'll get ideas. That hasn't happened in about 10 years though. With Butch Cleaver, that's how that happened. I woke up in the middle of a dream. Not even a dream, just woke up, and ideas popped in my head, and boom. But with this, yeah, I came up with like a whole storyline for a Predator story with Dutch from the first movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I was just like, and then another storyline came up, and then a third storyline came up. I don't know why. I know there's a lot of Predator stuff going on right now, but I was just thinking, wow, well, I'm not going to ever have time to to write that story or any of those stories, but I can definitely draw kind of like imagery from them. So I'm thinking, all right, well, I'm going to draw some Dutch Predator fan art. You know, I don't know if he's going to be fighting, because that's usually my shtick, guys. I think artists, you know, need and should have a shtick. And mine is, you know, I usually like drawing battle sequences, kind of like, you know, like Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, you know, but little matchups. I get a kick out of it. I think it's fun. Or just a character fighting a bunch of people. That's kind of my thing. I think that'll always be in my DNA. Hopefully I get better at doing it, though. Let's see here. So this is the blade that he took from this guy, or kind of got that tech a little bit from this Lobo. Yeah, I think we're going to be seeing a lot of Lobo coming up. I think we're quite possibly, or at least there's potential for it. Because of him, he's going to be in the new Supergirl this year. Yeah. So we're going to draw this Lobo right here, and I kind of wanted to do one more. I know I've been doing a lot of Lobo and Simon Bisley stuff, but it's weird. It just kind of, you know, has that ring, the Lobo-Tember and Biztober. Same thing kind of happened with Robert E. Howard characters in August and September. It's just that's around the time a lot of the stuff was being published, as far as like that and was it Sumerian September, and then same thing with the Shadow. The Shadow kind of came out around, I think it was in the summer, September, August. So I was doing a lot of that. But yeah, if you guys are into that type of stuff, you know, I also do reviews, and I'm going to be doing live streams eventually. I'm still waiting. I'll be bringing people on. I want to do like probably a morning show. Just kind of sum up some of the stuff during the week like I used to do. And I want to do interviews again. I'm going to be trying to do a bunch of different interviews for artists, musicians. Maybe we'll even have some directors come on. A lot of different stuff. So that's kind of the loose plan for 2026. I was looking at 2026 as well. And yeah, I haven't been going to this place that much lately, but man, this iced coffee. Oh my God. It's pecan oatmeal crunch latte. The trick is you order it with ice on the side, and they fill the whole thing up. You just throw the ice out, you know, or you stick it in the freezer. Dang, that looks really good. Oh, thanks again, man. The Stranger. You ever do drawings of horror icons? Oh, do I? If you want, go back and check. I did 2 months ago. I did. If you ever want to subscribe to the channel, that'd be awesome. I'm a big horror fanatic, but I did for October. I did a poll of which type of fight do you want. And so the first one was Rob Zombie's Halloween 2's Hobo Michael Myers versus Victor Crowley from Hatchet. That was one of the matchups. The next matchup was David from An American Werewolf in London's Werewolf versus Eddie from The Howling. That was another one. I also had Bad Ash from Army of Darkness versus Sauron, Lord of the Rings. That was the third one. And the fourth one was New Nightmare, Freddy Krueger from Wes Craven's New Nightmare versus Kane Hodder's Jason X from Jason X. You know, so The Howling versus American Werewolf in London got pretty close, but ultimately Sauron versus Bad Ash won. So I did Sauron versus Bad Ash. So if you go back and check that out, man, you could see I did that. But yeah, I plan on doing those. I was actually going to do I am going to do all of them. It's going to happen eventually. So, but you know, like a movie that's kind of, you know, a guilty pleasure of mine, Spawn, where you're going, every day is Halloween around here. I'm always drawing Halloween stuff. So I think a fight between, let's see, Crust or Crumb. Thanks for stopping by, Thorelio. Appreciate it. I think a fight between Chucky versus Gremlins would be awesome. Yeah, I was actually thinking Chucky versus Leprechaun. That was what I was thinking, Chucky versus Leprechaun, or maybe even Chucky, right? What if Chucky was taking on all the puppets from Puppet Master, or at least the three, you know? That would be cool, right? Like, there's so many horror matchups you could do. It's really limitless, you know. And with my shtick being battles. I love drawing these battles. I think it's just fun, man. I could do this forever. And it's fun too when you come up with stuff that's kind of out of left field, like a video game or movie stuff. And this started for me like a few years back. I was doing the Pennywises. I had Tim Curry Pennywise versus Bill Skarsgård. That one, and that one came out pretty good. I did it on a little piece of paper. I have it on my Instagram, and I was thinking about selling it, but part of me is kind of like, I don't want to sell it because it was kind of like that was something like kind of inspired me to do this stuff, and it's fun too for like this little community we're building over here on this channel. Like we can interact with each other and vote for what you guys want me to draw or whatnot, and talk about where they're gonna fight and who's gonna win and what type of stuff they're gonna use. What type of weaponry. Like for me, I'm thinking if you're getting badass, she's gonna need the Necronomicon to even set foot up against Sauron, because Sauron has the one ring that he made. But who knows? Maybe the Necronomicon's stronger than the one ring, And then where are we going to put the battle at? Are we going to put it at the Nobi cabin, or are we going to have it in Mordor? Stuff like that. Are you going to have Jason, fighting Freddy in Camp Crystal Lake? Or are you going to have them fighting in, was it Springwood? It's a lot of stuff you could do with that. So, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do next, though. I have a lot of ideas. I'll probably put up a poll. That way it makes it a little easier for me. But I really kind of want to do that, the werewolf, the werewolf one. I just did, if you're still there, The Stranger, I just did Del Toro versus Del Toro. I did Frankenstein, Del Toro's creature versus the Wolfman from the 2010 remake, the version that was done by Rick Baker and played masterfully by Benicio del Toro. And most people wanted the creature to win, but he's kind of getting his butt whooped in the drawing, to be honest with you. As I was drawing it, and it's like, oh man, the creature's getting his ass worked. But at the same time, they're both invincible, so it's kind of hard to see who would win. At the end of the day, though, the creature would win because the full moon is gonna change. So, oh, thanks, man. The full moon's gonna change, and so ultimately, there's that. I was talking to my homies right now over on a DM. We were talking about Frankenstein and the Frankenstein monsters and stuff over on Twitter. And he was saying like, yeah, man, this would have been the perfect origin movie for the fucking dark universe for Frankenstein's creature. And I had told him previously. I also said on a tweet that, okay, it's been a week now. Pretty much, if you haven't seen the movie, you're probably gonna see it, and if you haven't seen it, you're probably, I don't know, whatever. It's been a week. But I was like, okay, so when are we gonna get a sequel? And to Guillermo's Frankenstein, and I'm thinking with a sequel, I'd want something real pulpy, something that's very Lovecraft inspired and Howard inspired, something like El Borak, or Kirwin and Kirwan meets Solomon Kane, but with the monster. We've gotten a ton of that stuff, like with Creature Commandos and Agents of Shade. We've gotten a lot of that too as well. So I think that there's plenty of room for that to be had with this creature. You could do anything with it. And we're gonna get some of that with The Bride with Christian Bale, but it's just, I don't know. I'm definitely gonna check that movie out as well. Looking forward to Sisu, and then tonight I'm gonna finish up watching Deathstalker. That movie was really fun so far. Deathstalker is kind of like it's definitely got some Evil Dead, Army of Darkness vibes in it, mixed with a little bit of Conan. It's a different story too than the comic book that came out by Vault, which I do recommend. It was fun. I did reviews on all of them. I've pretty much been reviewing like barbarian fantasy books over the past 3 years. That's just kind of what's been relevant to me at the moment. And yeah, in the movie they had Slash's song playing. That was pretty cool in the beginning. My buddy Faniel, he was telling me, man, they should do a horror movie, a Cannibal Corpse horror movie, but each movie like or where they can kind of base it off of some of the album covers, that by Vince Locke. I'm like, dude, that's brilliant, bro. That could be like what is it, like 13 Ghosts, but all the different chambers. It's like that's brilliant. I love hearing new concepts like that. I was looking at the new images that came out for Christopher Nolan's new movie, the Odyssey, and then I just said to myself, well, I wonder what else is coming out this year. So I did a search, or sorry, in 2026. There's a ton of movies coming out in 2026, like all kinds of good stuff, horror, comic book movies, superhero movies, um, movies you could take with the fam. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a fun year. But yeah, if you're into that type of stuff, man, this might be the type of channel you'd like. Trying to grow a little community over here of people that are into horror and comics and ideas of creating stories and all that stuff. Yeah, and I'm working on my own comics too, as well. So been on here for a few years now, but yeah, figured that start doing some live drawing. It's pretty fun. Just that. Yeah. The thing is with Christopher Nolan, now he's starting to make more fantastical and mythic movies. He wasn't really doing that before, and I think that's really cool. It's really exciting too because I think he's one of the best directors out there, one of my favorites. But I kind of I really like his movies like Batman Begins. Like those were my favorites. Batman Begins is my favorite movie, and his Batman movies. Also, I liked what was it, Inception. That movie was pretty cool too. But just to see what he can do with fantasy, like imagine him doing like a Conan movie or something like that. He's doing the Odyssey, so that's going to be cool. You could see him doing probably something like Beowulf, just because he gives it that, he calls it heightened reality. It just gives it that real realistic look with those IMAX cameras. And I guess he shot 2 million feet of IMAX film or film for the new movie. So that's pretty crazy. And it's weird because he's coming from these kind of realistic type movies. He needs a shift. And then you look at someone like Guillermo del Toro. He's been doing monster movies for 30 years. He's I think he wants to do something else. I heard he was talk of like maybe something along the lines of something like a Dirty Harry movie or something like that. So I think for artists and in this case directors, you do need to have that. You do need to have basically stay inside the guardrails, but take those twists and turns and go down different alleys and things like that. But stay inside the guardrails. Don't go too far off. Don't make a rom com. Christopher Nolan's rom com. You know what I mean? It's just I don't know. But yeah, you got to get uncomfortable with your art too, as well as artists. You got to take risks and try new things and be bold. Not get too used to the same thing all the time. Otherwise, you'll never grow, and then on top of that, you'll lose inspiration and you'll get bored. Get really bored. So, but yeah, I'm kind of like that. And then I'm hearing good things about Masters of the Universe. There was I guess a screening of that not too long ago, maybe yesterday, and they're saying it's that's going to be it's got a lot of comedy in it, and but whatever, if it's fun, I already plan on taking the fam to see that. It's kind of goes hand in hand with that. It's always been somewhat of a PG-13 type IP, as far as I'm concerned. Even the cartoon version on the Cartoon Network was like that. But I don't know. I think that's cool. Then I heard it's got great action in it. The actions really good in there. I heard from the screening. I heard Jared Leto was great in there. I heard that he was like a cross between. He was like very Tim Curry in there, kind of like Rocky Horror Picture Show meets Darkness from Legend. Kind of channels both of those guys, whatever that means. And the one thing though got me kind of like was they're CGIing his face. So hopefully it looks good. Hopefully it looks more like Deck and less like Morbius, because Morbius, I don't know, man. That's just the type of like movie. Like why would you CGI Morbius's face when it's an easy like Sunday makeup job? You know what I mean? Like it's nothing to it. You just get up and slap it on there, and you give him the bat like pig nose, and it's nothing. Like any kid could have fucking done that makeup job. Hell, I could have done it. And then they CGI'd it. I don't know. I don't understand that. That was just like the weirdest, stupidest shit ever. So, but we'll see. Skeletor, yeah. I mean, like you could see him doing it. I mean, at least I would probably have gone the Hugo Weaving route, like they did with Captain America. Excuse me, how they CGI'd his nose off. I think that would be cool. You think the Return to Silent Hill will be good? Yeah, I think it'll be probably phenomenal, because I believe it's from the same director as the first movie. Now they did do a sequel, that was by the director of Solomon Kane, and that director did a pretty good job. I thought the sequel was okay. It had like Carrie-Anne Moss in it, and freaking Kit Harington was in it. It was okay, but it wasn't as good as the first one. That first one was on another level. That first one was like the best, I think, video game movie ever made at that point. There wasn't anything that could step to it. Now, there might be at this point now, I mean, I'm not counting the Super Mario movie. That movie was fantastic. And then Minecraft was pretty entertaining too. But as far as serious, like, and I'm talking movies, I'm not talking Last of Us. I think that Silent Hill was the best one at that time. It probably still be maybe as far as movies. So I'm thinking that's going to be good. Also, we're getting fucking Resident Evil by the guy that did the new Barbarian and Weapons. And I dug Weapons. I thought Weapons was a great movie. I don't know if you guys saw that, but I really thought that was good. It's funny seeing that actress from Uncle Buck in there. She's the Aunt Gladys. I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, it was good. I liked it. I dug it. I could see he was talking about making an origin movie for her. I think that would be a good movie. The wife was wanting the origin for her too. I thought the movie was done pretty cool. Like out of the different characters in the script or in the story, it kind of jumps around back and forth. That didn't bother me as much as I thought it would. I'm not a real big fan of the whole like circular storytelling model, like I call it the Pulp Fiction or the Tarantino model, where it kind of does a big circle. I'm usually not into that. Just feels like kind of played out, a little too much. People do it a lot. Let's see here. If we are talking games that deserve movies, I'd say Red Dead Revolver 2. Plus, we haven't gotten a good Western movie in a while. Yeah, you know what? That would be awesome. I've only played Red Dead Redemption. I haven't played the I said Red Dead Revolver, didn't I? I've played Red Dead Revolver, which I really loved that game when I played it. And I beat Red Dead Redemption. I even got the Four Horses of the Apocalypse, everything. I tore that game a new one. But the Red Dead Redemption 2, I always wanted to play it. I never got around to it. Now, as far as Westerns, there is actually a pretty good amount of new Westerns out there right now if you look for them. Like Bone Tomahawk. There's a new one by Hugo Weaving. The name escapes me, but that just came out too. It looks pretty good. He directed himself. What else is there? I'm hearing Horizon's really good with the Kevin Costner movie. There's that one, and there is a couple more. There's a couple more westerns out there. You just got to kind of look. So the western is resurgent, but it's more along the lines of neo noir western, like the ever popular what is it, Yellowstone. As far as that genre goes, I'd recommend checking out Longmire. That came out before Yellowstone. Except Longmire, he's more of like a Philip Marlowe detective western. He's more like that type of character, a cowboy detective, which I think is awesome. I love that. And then Yellowstone's more like Tony Soprano on a horse, with Kevin Costner in it, but with a lot of money mixed with like, a tycoon. So that's why I like Longmire more. I recommend Longmire. It got picked up by Paramount as well, and they're going to make more episodes because of the success of these Western shows, because of the success of the Taylor Sheridan, TV shows. And I wouldn't be surprised if they brought, they even tied it in somehow. That would be pretty crazy if they brought Longmire into that show. Yeah. They're pretty wild. Yeah. But there wasn't as many. There's not a lot of comic book movies coming out this year either. They have Spider-Man 4 and then Avengers Doomsday. Deadwood from HBO is a pretty good western. Yeah, some people like that. Like that's their favorite show. That show's really good too. It's a good western. Hell on Wheels is pretty good too. The old Hell on Wheels. I know there's more I'm missing too. I started watching Lawman or Landman with Billy Bob Thornton. That was interesting. Yeah, kind of funny. Got the big oil in there. Yeah. One movie I never watched, but I definitely want to check out is Cinderella Man, the boxing movie. I slept on that one, man. I need to check that movie out. But yeah, there's a ton of movies coming out. You could tell too, like the superhero fatigue is real because after seeing the list of all the movies coming out that look good that are not superhero movies, I'm just like, yeah, they're Hollywood caught on. They're not doing as many, and rightfully so. Oh, also Werewolf or Werewolf. That's a big one I want to see. I'm really excited for Werewolf, Masters of the Universe next year. Also, I just said it. The Odyssey by Christopher Nolan. Those are like the three relevant ones that are in my head right now. There was more though. I seen like 10 movies where I was like, yeah, we're gonna go see those in the theater. Like I'm gonna go see those. It's like, why the heck not? I got this $5 movie theater. It plays $5 movies like 3 days a week, so there's really no reason not to. And it's fun, cheap time. And I want to see the movie theaters stay in business, to be honest with you. I seen they were doing a Clayface movie. Seems interesting. Yeah, you know what? I saw that on there too. They listed like 100 movies. Oh, and I didn't even check them all out. There was another one too that's coming out. I think they're filming it in New Zealand. I think it's going to be a New Zealand production. And I think I seen Manu Bennett, the guy that played Azog, the troll in the Hobbit movies. He also played Deathstroke and Arrow. Great actor. Saw his name on the listing, but it's a werewolf movie versus like fighting zombies. But the werewolf, whatever, he meets up with some humans that are searching for something, and he has to protect them from some zombies. So it's basically werewolf versus zombies. I was like, that sounds pretty badass. It's pretty metal. I'm gonna have to check that out. whatever the movie is. I'd have to go back and see. Clayface, I am looking forward to, especially since I heard it was heavily inspired by Clayface from Bruce Timm's Batman the Animated Series episode. And that episode's killer. It's got killer animation in it. I think that's the best kind of version of Batman you can get. The Bruce Timm. That one in the video game, Arkham Asylum. Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. Those games are badass. If those games don't make you a Batman fan, I don't know what else would. Yeah. You know, I love Batman, but it's like I do like Lobo, you know, about the same as well. He's just fun, you know, just all fun and games. I'd like to see a proper Swamp Thing movie. Now I know that a lot of people want to make one too. A lot of people are up on that. James Mangold was going to direct it, but that one I guess didn't go through. I know that Vincent D'Onofrio, he wants to play Swamp Thing, and I think that's really cool when you got an actor that just, I want to play Swamp Thing, bro. I want to play Swamp Thing. When they just have a role, like a comic book character they really want to play. I like seeing the passion behind that, you know. One actor that's like that is actually Dave Bautista. I'm not a real big Bautista fan. I think his acting is hit or miss. Two things. One, he was really let's just say one, he I thought that he did a great job in that new movie. I think it's called like something, the Badlands, like, you know, Out of the Badlands or Surviving the Badlands or Dusk of the Bad, something like that. It's a new movie that just came out not too long ago, but it's from Paul W.S. Anderson, and you know, it's from a George R.R. Martin story, and it's got well, I don't want to spoil it, but it was a fun popcorn movie, you know, and I thought he did a good job in that. And then he's got a new movie that came out. It didn't really do too well. I don't even know if it hit the box office. I don't know if it went straight to video on demand, but it's I forgot the name of it. It's called I don't want to butcher the title, but anyways, it's in the future, and he's got the Mona Lisa, and it's worth a lot of money. I think it's called like Kill Shot or something like that. But that one looked pretty cool. I saw the trailer, and I thought it looked interesting, or it looked fun, like a fun movie. Kind of had like I don't know, maybe like an old school John Carpenter feel a little bit, but not too much. It looked fun. So there's those. But back to the main thing about Bautista. It's not really a big fan of his too much, his acting, but he does want to play the Kurgan from Highlander. That's a role that he went after. He sought after, I think, 3 different productions, 3 different times. He's gone to the directors, like every time the movie is about to get made, he would go after, like, hey, I want to play the Kurgan. I want to play the Kurgan. I want to play the Kurgan, you know? So I do respect that. So if he's got that much tenacity and like will to play that role, he willed himself into that role and he got it. So give him a chance, you know? I know he's not going to be as good as Clancy Brown, but it could be fun. Hey, what's up, K-Pop? How you doing? Talking about Batista right now. Drawing some Lobo versus Loblo or Soybo. Let's see here. Yeah, and then a bunch of movies coming out in 2026. It looks like there's tons of movies. So I'm really looking forward to that. Could always be more though, you know. But I'm glad that they're just not all like superhero movies and Star Wars and shit like that. I'm really tired of the same stuff all the time. I like seeing new IPs. Also, they're working on The Thing, part 2. I know John Carpenter is going to be part of it, so that's going to be awesome. There's a million things you could do with that. And he was a big fan of Dead Space. I know he was working on that too, but that's not going to happen. That would have been a phenomenal movie. That game was terrifying. I'm sorry. Yeah. I never even played it. I used to watch my little brother playing it. It's like, damn, this shit's fucking scary, dude. It's like the Thing, but in space, and almost felt like a little bit of Alien and Event Horizon. Yeah, they have an Event Horizon comic book out right now too. I wanted to pick up, but kind of slept on it. Kind of goes into the I think where the ship goes when it goes through that hole that folds space and time. Yeah. Yeah, but I think that they're really gonna. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that whole merger with, or the whole buyout with Warner Brothers. I heard some like Saudi Arabian dudes trying to buy it. A lot of like Middle Eastern people are buying stuff up. I know they bought up like the boxing match with who was it? I forgot that fought last. Yeah, I think he's like a Saudi prince, so he's trying to buy up Warner Brothers. So we'll see what happens with that. And if that happens, I don't know if James Gunn is going to be working there anymore. Usually when someone comes in and buys things, they tend to fire the brass and bring in some new brass. Live action Dead Space would be great if done right. Oh yeah, it would. I love Event Horizon. I'm sorry, that movie's fantastic. Yeah, I saw Predator Badlands. That movie, that movie really blew my mind. I dug it. I can't wait to watch it again. Yeah, I got to get the Blu-ray player hooked up. It's just the thing is, don't want to move anything right now because might be moving. So it's like unpacking things in the lot, and there's really no reason for it. Yeah. I'm working on setting up my online store. I have it in beta mode right now. Just trying to set everything up. Be selling my artwork and also my comics on there. I'll probably sell some of my comics on my next campaign too, as well. So looking forward to that. It's gonna be fun. I'm not gonna have too much stuff up on there. I'm gonna have 2 of my books and then probably 3 pieces of art, and then I'll alternate the art, by relevancy and what's selling and what's not selling, things like that. So looking forward to that. I got I'm on the last page of my comic book. Finally there. Finally on the last page. It's been, I think, almost 4 years. It should have took 1 year, but the book doubled in size, and then I didn't just stay on the book. I've been working on commissions and working on other comics and things like that. Things just kind of started changing. So I'll tell you one thing I've learned though is never announce anything. Just get the book done and then let it kind of come out. It's just the stupidest thing you could do, because you never know what's going to happen, and you never know like if the book's going to go bigger or what, But I do know that I like telling one shots. I don't like doing I don't like doing like monthly books or episodic books. I like doing the one story and that's it. But at the same time, I'm torn because I want to do like a nice tight, for like 52 page book. But then on the same note, it's like it's almost too small. You almost need something a little bigger. Like, I don't know, 80 pages I think is a good number. But it doesn't have to be. But I just feel that way, like, because of the shipping and story, and I like people to get a juicy book, not just because they're paying so much for the book be longer, but I just feel that, like, I don't know, it's easy to go through that many pages. I'm surprised you haven't done shirts or hoodies with your art. Oh, thanks, man. I've seen some guys doing that, man. I've seen this one guy over on TikTok. He'll take old comic book covers and just artwork. He'll take like the Punisher or like Batman or something, and then he'll put his character's face on the character and sell the hoodies. And he does custom ones, and it's like, but I have some t-shirts of one of my characters. I might do that too, but right now it's just kind of starting out small. But yeah, actually, I was thinking about doing that for my next book. Now that you mention it, I've been working on I have a trailer done for my next book, or no, sorry, a teaser. That's already done. I'm not going to drop that until probably January, but it's done. And then I'm working on a trailer now for it, so that's cool. Looking forward to that. Yeah, but never announce what you're working on, like unless you're like 100% know you're gonna it's coming out. Don't be a dum dum like me and be 4 years coming 2020, 2024 coming 2025. I mean, it's like, okay, I guess it's not coming. Just get your book done and work on it and have it ready. You don't want to look like a buffoon. I mean, people know, but people know how artists are. They're always busy and working on stuff, and life happens, but I don't know. It's just better that way, I think. Better to have it done. That's just my opinion. Start working on some of these buildings up here. Yeah. But a lot of people are talking about Frankenstein though over on Twitter right now. It seems like most people really love the movie, though it's just kind of like that. But some people are kind of comparing it to the other ones. You really can't compare it. It's kind of its own beast. It's good too. It's got a great message. Great cinematography, direction, acting, special effects, creature design. Yeah, it's just everything. It's like Best Picture. But I gotta say that one and the Kenneth Branagh one are my favorites. Those are my two favorite Frankenstein movies. Yeah, but I mean, don't get me wrong. I like watching like all of them. Bride of Frankenstein, Young Frankenstein. Hell, even that Victor Frankenstein movie was cool. The Bride of Frankenstein, the original one with Karloff. That was, obviously doesn't need to be said. Everybody loves that one. James Whale. But yeah, it was a great movie. I watched it twice already. But like I said, tonight's gonna be Deathstalker. That movie just came out. I rented it for $6. So started watching it last night. It was great, but I don't know what it is. I've been real tired lately. Hope I'm not coming under the weather. So I just turned it off and was like, yeah, I'll watch the rest of this tomorrow. Since I rented it. I don't want to fall asleep when I'm into this movie. But that movie, Deathstalker, they got a lot of really good creature designs in there, special effects. The guy doesn't really use CGI at all, as far as I could tell. Or no, there is a little bit. Probably just for like kind of gradients and stuff like that, backgrounds. And just kind of tying stuff together. There's always going to be a little bit of CGI and stuff, but it's mostly like puppets and actors in suits. And I think he made like 30 different monsters for the movie. And Deathstalker, he fights a lot of monsters in there. And Daniel Bernhardt, he's hilarious. He's like Hellboy, and it's like Hellboy, Army of Darkness. And as I watch it, I'm starting to get more of these references. Hellboy, Army of Darkness. Yeah, man. Ash versus Evil Dead, obviously. And Conan and the old Deathstalker, but it's not the old Deathstalker. It's not a remake. And it's almost like there's no like nudity or anything like that. It's weird. But there's tons of gore. Because usually they have like the bare-chested women and stuff, because it's Howard inspired, but no, they didn't put any of that, and there's no sex in it or nothing. so far, anyways. But it's yeah, it's fucking awesome. And the comic was hilarious too. The comic was way more raunchy than the movie. Yeah, it was weird. But that guy, he's going places, man. That Kostansky, the guy that's doing it, I still haven't seen all of his movies yet. In a way, I'm kind of excited for I am excited for myself. He did that Frankie Freakout. That's kind of like Gremlins a little bit. If you're still watching Stranger, you probably want to check out Frankie Freakout. He also did the Leprechaun remake, not Leprechaun Origins. They did a Leprechaun Returns. He did Psycho Gorman, and he also did The Void. So I've only seen Psycho Gorman and part of Deathstalker. Hearing great things about The Void. That was his like serious horror, scary, like occult Lovecraft type demonic movie. Looks fantastic. So gonna be watching that pretty soon. And I want to check out what he did with Leprechaun, because I like Leprechaun movies. I kind of, yeah. You know it's another weird thing, totally off topic. Oh, I love more unique monster ideas like the Monster House. Dude, check out Kostansky, man. Just Google that fool. Check out Psycho. Go watch Psycho Gorman. It's hilarious. His movies are fun. They're filled with monsters, gore. He's definitely inspired by all the old monster movies from the 80s, and even stuff like Power Rangers, the Sentai stuff. But he's also inspired by like sword and sorcery and horror, and yeah, it's just his movies are just really fun so far. Even from the ones I haven't seen, that's what I hear. Frankie Freakout's like a cross between Cool World and Gremlins. That's what it looks like, and a little bit of Alf. It looks like a little bit of Alf thrown in too as well, like low key Alf. Yeah. So check that shit out. Check out his movies. So I'm excited for that. I got a coffee now, so I'm not falling asleep. Oh yeah, and it's Thursday. Today's like my Friday. Real excited this weekend. I got training on Saturday for my new job. I'm really excited for that. It's gonna be badass. And got Thanksgiving coming up. Trying to get turkey this year. I think we skipped the turkey last year because we just do tamales. But tamales and ham. Yeah, I actually like cooking for Thanksgiving personally. I love doing it. I used to work retail. I don't work retail no more. I did that for like 20 something years. And if I don't have to, I'm not going to do it. But when you work retail, you don't really like holidays too much. They kind of suck, takes the fun out of them. I mean, personally, yeah. I mean, once I see my kids, and I see their big eyes light up and stuff, like, yeah, I love the holidays, but for me, it would suck it's like a kinetic vampire, man. Retail, the life out of holidays, right? And now that I don't do it no more, man, I love Christmas. I love Thanksgiving. Like, I just wish I could. I wish I could do more. I'm still working, but I'm just really excited for them. But yeah, I love cooking, man. I used to be able to cook the turkey. I think the best turkey though, my wife's the one that did it. One year, she injected it with that like Tony Shatterhands or Tony, I forgot the name of it, but it's like a Louisiana like seasoning. It's a injector. It was that, and then she actually stuffed the under the skin with butter. She did that. Then she put bacon on top of the skin, like weaved it on top of the skin. Then she wrapped it in a bag as well. She baked it and seasoned it, with garlic and rosemary, and oh my gosh, that was the best turkey I'd ever had in my life. Yeah, but this year, I think we're just gonna do the breasts. Yeah, just the bone-in breast, just because it's a little. I don't know. The legs are a little too gamey, I think, and most of the family they're not really into the turkey that much. It's kind of a wedo thing. Kind of a a gringo thing. I gotta have my turkey though. It's like pops, gotta have my pops. Even if it's just a couple bites, you got to have your turkey on fucking Thanksgiving. I'm sorry. You know, it's an American institution. You know what I mean? Even if it's a couple bites. And me, I like to have a little bit of everything. It's like if you're gonna go to a buffet, I don't fill up my plate. Oh no, sir. I put a little bit of everything on there. That way I can try everything and I don't get full. Otherwise, you're done, and it's like, why you here? You here now? Go home. You've been here 2 hours. It's too long. Go home. You know. So you gotta fill it up. You know, in your head, but in reality, you got to go over there and just, you know, I'm only going to put a little bit on there, just a little bit of everything that we could try all the stuff. Yeah. Let's see here. Switch over to this pen right here. This one's pretty awesome. Paper Mate. Got this one at Dollar Tree. It actually works. This is the best Dollar Tree pen I've got so far. And I've been trying out a lot of them. It doesn't really have much variation, but other than that, it's cool. Like if you press down, you'll get a little bit of thickness at the end like that, but not much. You know, it ain't like the Tombos, but there's a little bit. There's a little bit in there. You know, for fucking $1, you know. I mean, come on, what do you want, right? The $1.25. And ever since I seen it there, I'm always looking now. And there's only one. There's this one prized Dollar Tree. And I have thousands of Dollar Trees by my house. But there's this one that they got their shit on point, son. You go in there, all their shit's lined the fuck up, man. They got their shit tight. They have all the art supplies, all the good stuff there. Ready to go, nice and organized, you know. And I go in, I'm like, I gotta tell them, I go in there, I'm like, you know what? Your store is beautiful. I mean, you've really got your retail lined up. Everything's faced, everything's uniform. You know, you got your Skyline in there. Everything's great. They even had comic books in there, the DC ones. Oh, let's see, The Stranger. My family does a loaded mashed potato for Thanksgiving. Cheddar cheese, bacon, and butter. Oh, damn. I'm going to have to write that down. I'm going to have to tell the wife about that. That sounds delicious. The wife, she does the deviled eggs with bacon. Oh, man, those are so good. Bacon and chives and paprika. Oh man, I love the green bean casserole. My uncle, my father-in-law, he does the sweet corn. Oh man, sometimes he bakes these bomb ass pies. I love pie. I like pie more than cake. I don't know. I think it's the crust, I guess. Cake's overrated. But yeah, thanks for putting me up on game on that, man. I'm definitely gonna, yeah, cheddar cheese and bacon and butter. That sounds bomb. Yeah, back in the day when I was a kid, they would at the house they would always make mashed potatoes with mayonnaise. Just like that's how I always thought it was made, you know, just to kind of give it this texture. Then I met my wife. She's like, "You guys use mayonnaise?" Well, we just do butter and garlic and pepper and that's it. And salt. And, you know, like, oh, let me try that. Oh, damn, this is delicious. It's like maybe a little bit of milk, like a tiny little bit of milk. You guys more of a ham lover or turkey? To be honest, man, for Thanksgiving, that's a toughie, man. Like, because I like to have both, man. I feel like if I don't have both, something's missing. I'll like go to bed, like I'll be laying there at you know, like having the food come from Tetrafine if I had the turkey, because Tetrafine is what's in turkey. It makes you tired. And I'll be thinking like, damn, where's my turkey at? And then if I didn't have the ham, I'd be thinking, damn, where's my ham? You know? So I'm kind of I got to have both. And for one thing, I got to have ham on Thanksgiving and I got to have it on Christmas. So I guess for Thanksgiving, I have to have the turkey's got a must. And because I know the ham's going to be coming during Christmas. My grandma, she was a butcher. I don't know if that's, you know, why I ended up working in the meat industry for a little bit, but she was the best cook out of both families. She was from Detroit, and her recipe for ham was she would use Verner's ginger ale, if you could find it. That's kind of hard, but you probably where you're at, you gotta have. Usually in the Midwest they have access to it. We used to out here. We don't anymore. But you use ginger ale. You can use Canada Dry if you want. And then use a little bit of brown sugar. Then you mix that together, and then that makes a really good glaze. And then what I do is I babysit the ham, put it in the oven like 300 degrees. Then I just keep basting it with that base. I'll do that like 20 times. I'll take it out of the oven, unwrap it. I'll baste it like a freaking maniac like 20 times, man. And towards the end, I'll unwrap it. I'll put it back in there on the last rotation, and I'll take the foil off for like maybe 7 minutes just to kind of get that nice caramelization, like snap char on it, that crackle. And I'll cover it up real quick, put it back in the oven, and turn the oven off and let it kind of wait there. And that's it, man. And then usually it just falls apart. You get this nice brown sugary ham. It turns out really good. But that's if I have access to it. Last year was kind of tricky though, because I was working a lot of weird shifts on the holidays. I was around. I could have done it, but it was a little tricky. We'll see this year. We'll see how it goes. It's going to be interesting, nevertheless. Looking forward to Christmas too. They got this new they have these new Christmas trees that are just basically like you get a wall and then you put like a bunch of wreaths on the wall. Like you got a fat one on the bottom and then a smaller one, it basically comes up like that until it makes a tree, but it's just on the wall, right? And then you have a star at the top, and it just saves space, and you don't have to really spend much money. It's like $60. Ultimately I love the smell of the tree. I want the tree, but sometimes they get a little crazy, man. Like the pine needles are everywhere. I mean, it gets the house smelling really good. But I was thinking about doing it. There's that, and then they also have like this cross tree where it's like, from the crucifixion. It's pretty cool too. I like that. So I don't know, man. I'm always down to try new things for the holidays. Try new things, switch it up. Tradition's cool too, ceremony, but I don't like to stand on it too much. I like to do different things. That way each year has its own identity and its own core memory, Otherwise the years start to blend together, Even if it's kind of a bad year, like sometimes it's it's good because it's not the same as always, So I try to find little ways to make each Christmas a little different than the last. It's really hard sometimes though. Me personally, I'd go for Seagram's ginger ale. And that's my favorite. Yeah, Seagram's is good. I forgot about them. Yeah, I might hit them. I'm gonna try to get that this year. Ginger ale's pretty good too. It's like tasty. You know what you could use too? I just not thought of that. Ginger beer. That would be good. Ginger beer. I might try that. A nice, ginger beer, organic one. They have tons of those now. That might be good on there and as an alternative just for fun. I don't know, man. I'm at this point in my life where I just like to try new things and switch things up. As long as it's within, within reason. It's not too crazy, but I don't like eating the same thing all the time. I don't like going to the same food places, You obviously have your staples, but if you can't break off and try new things, I like to do that more, man. The only time I don't go try new restaurants and do new things is if it's like, if I'm really starving and I have to go eat somewhere and I'm like, okay, I got this amount of money. I'm going to go here. I know I'm going to get fed really good. Okay. But if I try out this new place, the portions might be too small and I might, spend like my life savings on a burger and it's not even going to fill me up, So, but if I can, I'm going to try new things. I feel you. Last Christmas was the first time I ever had a real eggnog. Oh yeah. Eggnog's fire. Yeah. And some years you just got to go all out, bro. Like you got to get the real tree, you got to do all that. Last year was the first time I had a real Christmas tree in like, I think like 12 years. And it was awesome, man. I'm probably going to try to get a real tree this year. I'm always going to be trying to push for that. But we had the fake tree forever. But this year, I really wanted to decorate like early, man. I wanted my next year's goal is going to be to have Christmas decorations up on November 1st. Like, pull the Halloween shit down and then boom, start putting up the Christmas stuff. You know, yeah. And I think it's, a lot of people were kind of like, oh, it's too much Christmas. But I don't mind it. Feels good. Feels homey. I had, enough time away from it. But I guess the main thing that kind of bugs me about Christmas is just the Mariah Carey music. That's about it. Other than that, I'm good. I figured it out, man. Like Christmas is, it's awesome. There's a lot of crazy metal stuff too, like all the horror movies, like what is it, Black Christmas? The I like the remake too. A lot of people didn't watch the remake. That one's great. But the first one, I think it's also When a Stranger Calls in some territories. Krampus, then you have Krampus Knot that's coming up too. That's crazy. There's just a lot of stuff with Christmas. It's fun. Then you get the Vikings. They celebrate Yule. Mm-hmm. And the whole like Christmas was the Santa Claus was created by Coca-Cola, and they needed a reason for people to drink Coke during the winter because most of the sales was during the summer. It was hot. People were chug-a-lug-dugging those Coca-Colas. So that's why the Coca-Cola company created this Santa that we know, and cherish now. Is because they needed like a mascot, someone to kind of get, the populace to get behind and start drinking those Cokes during the cold months. And that's hence the that Santa Claus. There's a lot of research, a lot of that you can find out there about it. I think everything just ties into it with the red and the green, even the gloves. I watched a big documentary on it about 2 years ago. I can't remember all the details about it, but yeah, it's fascinating. But basically, the American Christmas Santa Claus, it's all an IP from Coca-Cola. Just to really like break it down. Which I don't give a fuck. I'm with it. What I'm not with though is that new AI commercial they're doing. Fuck them. That's fucked up, man. That is not cool. Yeah. See, Ivan Padilla. What's up, Matt? Hey, what's up, dude? Long time no see, man. How you been? Hope you're doing good, man. Just drawing some Lobo right now. Yeah. Thanks for stopping by, man. There's that. Just checked out a new band. One of my favorite singers. He's actually got like a Kickstarter up, and this dude's in like freaking. I think he's in like 12 bands or some shit, and he's gonna do vocals for some other band that it's like their third album. He's like, yeah, Oh, thanks, Ivan. Hell yeah, man. Doing some Lobo. I got Lobo versus Low Blow by Kenneth Rockefort. Yeah, he's taking him out. Kenneth Rockefort is a badass like seminal like artist. He's like a next level game changer badass. They had him redesign Lobo during the New 52 time, and he made like 4 different designs. This was kind of like the Twilight Lobo, they call him that. For me, it's like, yeah, he's a cool design, just not for Lobo, But in the first issue, this Lobo, he kills this Lobo, and I made him, getting his payback. But I was saying that if I ever did a Lobo story, I would have this Lobo going and hunting down all the other 4 Lobos that Kenneth Rockefort designed as a storyline. Different dimensions, different planets, what have you. And I think that would be fun. It would be like it's so Lobo. It's something Lobo would do, Anybody that reads Lobo, like, oh, it's they would. It's a good idea. And if you don't think it's a good idea, you're fucking lying. Like it'd be awesome. But if you check out his his, or just, Google Kenneth Rocafort Lobo designs. There's a bunch of them. There's like a samurai one, But yeah, anyways, Rocafort's a beast. He has his own book out now called Groken. If you guys haven't checked that out, go get it. He's gonna be launching Groken 4 pretty soon. I've only read Groken 1. I have 2. I still haven't read it or reviewed it. I need to put aside like 3 hours to do a proper read and review. I have to do that for every book, man. Now, because most of the indie books are like 4 comics combined. It takes me a minute to do that, but I'm gonna get back to that. But yeah, here we go. That's whenever I say something, I got to go off the topic. That's just me. I apologize forever. Tangent. Let's see here. Loboverse. Yeah, no, it is actually, right? It is the Loboverse. To me, I just see it as like the 4 Supermen. Remember when the Deaths of Superman? There was the 4, like the Cyborg, the Last Son of Krypton, Superboy, Steel. My favorite was always the Cyborg Superman and Steel. I thought Steel was badass. John Henry. I don't know what it was. I just thought there was something cool about, he looked badass with that metal face, And then Shaq played him in that stupid fucking movie, remember? It's like, oh gosh. It would be hard though. Like, imagine trying to make that a movie where his face is metal and it's just kind of moving around. They could do it now. It would look dope. I would want to see his face actually moving too, not just like a solid face mask where he's, That's one of the complaints too I have about the Deathstalker movie. I'll probably throw that up in the review. Is they have Patton Oswalt in there, and he does the voice of this like goblin dwarf. And it's not so much Patton Oswalt's like his performance or his politics or any of that shit. It's just that the mouth doesn't move, so it's not dubbed in, So I figured that maybe next time they could get like a real an actual dwarf actor that would could say the lines or something and have his lips sync up. That shit really kind of pulled me out of the movie a little bit. I don't know why. I know it's kind of some of the charm, but for me, if I was gonna have that character, I would have slapped like a metal mask on the dwarf, like in the character design, kind of like Bane. That way you can't fucking tell, when his lips are synced up. You could have Johnny Depp do the fucking the voice acting for it, and it wouldn't matter because he's got like his mouth's covered up, right? Then you just gotta kind of, you gotta cover it up a little bit like that, Oh, what are you doing? And then boom, you got the fucking character. You got to worry about the voice syncing or nothing. But other than that, that was like my only kind of complaint with the movie from what I've seen. Other than that, it's been really fun. Oh, you know what movie it kind of reminded me of a lot too was? Another one that went under the radar. Fucking dope, son. Was that Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunter. That movie was fantastic. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but hard recommend. Go check that out. Yeah. That movie was crazy. That movie's a lot like Army of Darkness for sure. Dark fantasy. That's a dark fantasy movie that gets slept on a lot. Yeah. It's a great genre too. I'm always looking for like dark fantasy movies. There's not too many of them. Just watched Legend the other night. Had the kids watch that with Tom Cruise and Tim Curry. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that, but if they ever made a Legend, that's the closest thing of a Legend of Zelda movie you're going to get. And they are making a Legend of Zelda movie, but I didn't see it on the comings for 2026. It's probably going to take longer. I have a feeling it is. Because the guy that's doing it, he did the last Planet of the Apes movie. That movie took him fucking 4 years to make. And before that, he was working on like The Maze Runner or some shit. I never seen those movies. I hear they're decent, but yeah. So I wouldn't put it past, for him to take a long time on Zelda. I just hope they don't muck it up. Hope they do the Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask type storyline. I think they do that. Oh, that would be like next level, son. Yeah. That was probably my favorite game. Still is. If I had to pick, it would be Ocarina of Time. Maze Runner is good though. Is good. The sequel. Yeah. Oh, okay. That's good to know. Yeah. Good to know. Yeah. Let's see here. Gotta get a little more of that in there. But I have a good idea for a Predator, some Predator fan art, guys. I think I want to I'm gonna put it on a poll, but yeah, like I was saying, I came up with some storylines for Dutch from Arnold. I'm right here, kill me. I'm right here. Kill me now, I'm here. For him. I think that'll be next on the docket. Be looking forward to that. Yeah, and then Trachtenberg says he's got another movie, like another Predator movie lined up. I remember when Robert Rodriguez had some pull on that when he did Predators, when he executive produced it, and they filmed that movie on his lot. They filmed Predators on Rodriguez's lot in Texas. I forgot the name of the guy. I think the director's name was Nimrod. Yeah, I think there's something like that. I think that fool's fucking name was Nimrod something. Nimrod Antle. I think that was his name. He had the weirdest fucking name. Just some random ass dude directing a Predator movie. And that movie was good. But Rodriguez was saying, yeah, man, I could make like fucking 14 Predator movies. Like, no shit. Like, easily. Like, no problem. Like, and I'm just thinking, like, damn, homie's got a point. Like, it's just like they're just evergreen. And you could see that with Killer of Killers, right? You got the Viking shit, you got the World War II, you got the samurai stuff, It's just possibilities are fucking endless. The Stranger. I know there was still an ongoing battle with Friday the 13th, but I'd really like a new Jason movie. Yeah, there's a lot of jazz going on with that. I heard that they're making a new Jason movie. I know that it was a problem there for a minute. I forgot what company bought the rights to Jason, but they're definitely making Jason video game, they're making Friday the 13th video games, a TV show. So Crystal Lake is going to be the TV show. I think Velma from the Scooby-Doo movies, I think her name is Cantanelli, if I'm not mistaken. I think she's playing her or some other like pretty like kind of B-list actress or kind of well-known somewhat. She's going to be playing Jason Voorhees' mother. So you have some video games coming out, a movie. There's like a 3-minute trailer of like a younger Jason that was made not too long ago. But this is like new information that's come down the pipeline. I haven't been reading it. I haven't been doing my live show that much. I was usually up on game on a lot of the movies and comic stuff, but I haven't been as of late. But yeah, about a month ago or a few weeks, maybe like 3 weeks to a month, I heard that they are working on the Jason movie now, a new one. And I think they will make him a little bit younger. I want to see a Freddy versus Jason versus Ash movie. I think that's where it's at, Yeah. Robert Englund, he just got his last week he got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. It's pretty badass. Was talking about his Phantom of the Opera movie. That movie is fucking awesome. Go watch it. I have the DVD. It's my second favorite after Claude Rains. And I heard Guillermo del Toro might do a Phantom of the Opera movie, which I think would be phenomenal. But we'll see. I think he's going to start doing more gritty, like kind of like handheld kind of. I think he's going to start doing. To be honest, I think he's going to start doing movies like The Revenant. That's his buddy. I forgot, from Mexico. They're both from Guadalajara. That did Birdman. He did The Revenant. I forgot his name, but he's a badass. He's gonna start doing movies more like him now, I think, but more like grounded, like on the ground, like really dirty, less cranes. He's been talking a lot of interviews out there right now with Guillermo del Toro. There's more interviews with him out there right now for Frankenstein than I've seen for any movie. Yeah. Anytime they fucking pop up on my thing, I watch all of them because Guillermo's. I've been a fan of his ever since Blade 2. Yeah, He is a little different though. He has changed in some ways. I remember he would talk to people and stuff like that. He does, you know, he does do a lot of fan service and stuff. And I don't mean like movie wise, but as far as like connecting with fans, he connects with the fans a lot. But he would go on there and he would talk a lot on the message boards during Hellboy. I didn't even know like what the Hellboy was about or anything. I learned about it from Blade. And the movie had a website way before the movie came out. The website was out like a year before the movie, and I would go on the website. The website was fucking cool, and Guillermo would go on there. You could talk to him, and he would talk to people sometimes. It's fucking cool, man. I would tell him about metal songs. They had Demubor Gear on this like the soundtrack. It was like the first kind of real big, you know, somewhat like death metal band on a movie soundtrack. In the trailer. Let's see here. I think Ash would work with Hellraiser. Yeah, he would work with Hellraiser, and he would work with Freddy and Jason. Hey, what's up, Genuine Comics? Thanks for stopping by. Hey guys, go check out Genuine Comics. Go subscribe to his channel. That's Dave. He does some of the best indie comics out there. Fucking awesome. I can't wait for your next book, Ravik. That book's gonna be That book's gonna be killer too. Yeah, I think that's the next one that's coming out soon. But yeah, from my understanding, what is it? Jason's mom, she has the Necronomicon, right? Didn't she use the Necronomicon with Jason a little bit? So Jason's a Deadite, bro. And then on top of that, in Evil Dead 2, you could see Freddy's Freddy's glove. Technically, you know, it's in there. So if some writer or somebody like in Hollywood wanted to pull that card, they could play that card, you know. Basically, Freddy and Jason are Deadites. Straight up. They're all because of Ash's fucking stupidity, which to me is even more like it's perfect, like fucking dumbass Ash, you know? Like ruining, like damning the world, but saving it at the same time, you know? So for me, Jason being a Deadite, like I think that's phenomenal, you know? He can even be like the I don't know. Maybe he could be like the missing link, you know, that kind of I would probably have him working with Ash a little bit towards the end. I would have them fighting, you know, fighting each other a lot and whooping Ash's ass. Towards the end of the movie, I'd shift it over to Ash being working with Jason. That's probably what I would do if I was writing my story. And then Freddy would ultimately be like kind of like the ultimate, you know, demon, right? Because let's just face it, Freddy's the fucking demon, right? he's the worst. Jason, he's a victim of circumstance. Freddy's a fucking monster, bro. So I could see that. And Freddy versus Jason, man, that's my favorite one out of both franchises, hands down, bro. Hands down, Freddy versus Jason, and it's got the best soundtrack in any movie, in my opinion. The best. Yeah. I can't wait to watch that again. I haven't seen that in forever. I remember the end of the movie, like just thinking when Jason got pulled into reality and then they start fighting like Tom and Jerry. I just couldn't believe it. It was so comic booky, you know, and it was so good. He's jumping up in the air, dropping elbows on him and shanking him, and it was just so good. I think because they got Ronnie Yu, that Hong Kong film director, to do it, and he really just did his thing, you know, like, get out of my way, I'm making my movie. And it was totally fun, and man, it's such a great movie. But yeah, and the whole Ash thing with the Deadite stuff, I seen some nerd on like Twitter. I mean, I'm a nerd too, don't get me wrong. On what was it? TikTok. He you know, he did the deep dives and showing like, yeah, they're Deadites, and he's pulling the footage. And I'm like, oh man. And for me, like that's something that you want to be like, yeah, hell yeah, dude, like prove me wrong, like tell me that they, you know, they don't have links to like the Necronomicon, but sure enough, no, they do. I don't know if they used that in the comic, because I know that they had was it Dynamite did the comic. So said it before and I'll say it again too, man. I'm gonna go pick up all those comics later. There's so many of them Dynamite put out. I don't even know which are the best, but I've seen some reviews on them on YouTube, and some of them look really cool. They have some cool characters. Yeah, hell. What's up, Buzz? Thanks for stopping by, man. You got a book out right now too, I believe, over on Kickstarter. You guys go check out Buzz's book. It's an anthology for his universe. That's the Kickstarter, man. He's got almost every genre on there. It's got some cool Viking story in there. He's got sci-fi. He's got the superhero books too, but not really that. something unexpected. You guys gotta check that out. Vigilante. He's got Bloodbone. The character is freaking badass. I've done some fan art of him. Yeah. Check it out. If you guys got links to your campaigns, guys, feel free to drop them in here. Freddy versus Jason, Genuine Comics. Freddy versus Jason was an epic crossover. The water and fire theme all worked right. It's I loved it. I thought that was great. Some people were like, "Oh, it's a little too on the nose," or just complaining. Like, dude, just some people just like to complain. I don't know about stuff. It's weird. Yeah, I just think people like to complain sometimes. Rightfully so. Everyone's a critic, I guess. But I don't know. But that movie, yeah, it's just so good. Yeah. It's hard finding good stuff out there nowadays, especially with like sci-fi and whatnot. One movie I thought that was really good that a lot of people slept on was Pandorum. I thought that was great. Let's see here. The fact that we even got the crossover is remarkable. People take everything for granted. Oh yeah, I know, man. I still can't believe we still got it. Like same thing with Ash versus Evil Dead. I still can't believe we got an Ash TV show. Like I watched all of it. I was happy just to get that pilot episode that Sam Raimi directed, but we got 3 seasons of it. And each season gets a little worse compared to the first one, but I'll still take it, man. I'll still take it. And you even get a lot of like the original cast members came back, to reprise their roles. I thought that was really cool. Yeah. I enjoy Brightburn. What if Superman turned psycho? Yeah, you know what? I never watched that one. I have to check that out someday. Check that out. I seen somewhere online that Vin Diesel is playing Brainiac. I don't know if that's true or not, but I could see it actually. I could hear him doing the voice, I'm a collector of worlds. I could totally see him as Brainiac. I just imagine that like Iron Giant voice, with that effect on it. I know that's probably if that is who is getting the role, I could see that's probably why he got cast, which is from the Iron Giant. And then, he does the Riddick movies. I dig those movies. My favorite is Chronicles and just that movie Riddick. I like that one a lot. Call me crazy. I know that Pitch Black is like a lot of people's favorites. But I don't know. I kind of like I like the other one. It's more swashbuckler, more Lobo in some ways too, to be honest. That space badass. Let's see here. Superman, why don't you join my family? It's all about family of worlds. Fucking live for this shit. Yeah, and then they're making the new one. The evil Superman angle is so trite now. Oh yeah, I mean, not to be like just complaining for complaining's sake, but I fell asleep during the Superman movie and I didn't like where it was going. I'll go back and finish it one day. But I was really just like felt kind of weird watching it. I fell asleep like on the scene where they were going through that little prison with Mysterio. I just think I think they had too much going on in there, and I don't know, man. I think that he's always Gunn's always trying to make everything a team movie. It doesn't need to be. I think they could have really just done something with not Mysterio. I'm sorry, Metamorpho. I think they should have just did the movie like kind of centered around Metamorpho. I think he's a cool character. Never really seen him in a fucking movie before. In a Superman movie, you know, you're actually getting a Superman movie with Superman villains for the first time in history, and they just kind of turn it into a team movie. Like, you know, Mr. Terrific's doing the cool stuff, kind of like Superman's just getting beat up, and they nerfed him up. I didn't like that either. Thought that was stupid. Didn't like the costume. I don't know, man. I don't want to be like that. They just complain about shit all day, but I will go back and watch it, and it was boring for me. I did fall asleep watching it, and that's not like a diss, like purposely, but those are some of the things that I gathered while watching it. Do I like Man of Steel better so far? Fuck yeah. Man of Steel is probably one of my favorite movies. Could watch that movie over and over again, and I know it's got its problems, but it's fucking badass. Like the first 10 minutes of that movie with like Russell Crowe going around like whooping ass, like dropping like UFC like combos on Michael Shannon with all that cool like tech. I don't know, man. I don't know. That was more entertaining than the first 10 minutes of Superman. It had me hooked. It was like next level shit right there. Let's see here. Sorry, guys. The Stranger. I'd like a Marvel zombie movie or a Blackest Night for DC. Now that would be cool. They need to shake things up, and they have to do that. You know, they got to do more stuff like that. I agree. Genuine Comics. I'm waiting for the new Superman movie to drop on streaming. What I've seen so far is that it's doing too much too fast, I think. Yeah, it's free on streaming right now, actually, man. It's on HBO. Michael T. High Desert Comics. Hey, what's up, man? Long time no see, brother. Nice to see you. Henry Cavill was best in Hellraiser 8. Was he in there? He probably was. He was also good in The Count of Monte Cristo. Right? He was really good in that. With was it Guy Pearce and Jim Caviezel? I like that movie. I like those 90s, like that director. I think it was the guy that did Prince of Thieves. Was it Kevin Reynolds? He did Prince of Thieves, Three Musketeers, and The Count of Monte Cristo. He was just making the dope movies and don't even get me started on Robin Hood. I haven't seen the new Robin Hood TV show. I kind of want to check it out because Michael Bihn's in there. I think he plays like the sheriff of Nottingham, and I think Michael Bihn's a badass. But I don't know, something about it just, I don't know, it looks a little off. And then the last show, the last Robin Hood movie with Taron Egerton, it was a little too fantasy for me. You know, it just felt kind of, I don't know, I didn't like the vibe of it, the tone, vibe, whatever. I wasn't feeling it. I still don't think anything could step to the Kevin Reynolds Prince of Thieves. That's the best. Alan Rickman, Morgan Freeman, freaking Christian Slater, Sean Connery. The list just goes on. Kevin Costner, Alan Rickman is a sheriff of Nottingham. He was like improvising so many lines. Michael Wincott, dude, come on. And you Reynolds put Michael Wincott in all three of those movies too. Let's see, top dollar, you know, got the coolest voice from as Death from Darksiders. Let's see here. I actually thought to myself at the time, he'd make an okay Superman. Yeah, and he was also in that movie with Michael Fassbender. I believe it was directed by Joel Schumacher. It's fucking dope. It's called Blood Creek. It's about a Nazi scientist zombie, and that's played by Michael Fassbender. It's good, dude. It's good. Go check it out. And it's got the guy that played in Prison Break, Dominic Purcell. Him and Cavill are brothers. It's good. It's a good horror movie. Michael T. High Desert Comics. Robin Hood hasn't been done right since our radios were overrun by Bryan Adams. Oh, totally, man. I love that song too, man. I ain't gonna lie. Sorry, sorry, but not sorry. You know what I mean? It's a good song. You know, it shouldn't have been on the radio that long, but it's a good song. No song should be that long on the radio. But hey, it's got a good hook and kind of sticks with you. You know, I often find myself singing it. You know, in the shower. It's a great song. But yeah, man, I don't know. And then we have a new Robin Hood coming out with what's his name, Hugh Jackman. It's supposed to be like a murder mystery type Robin Hood movie, some shit. We'll see. I know he's doing that Neil Diamond lounge singer movie right now. I don't know how that's gonna go. Yeah, that dude's. I don't know, man. I know he likes to dance and stuff, but it's like if you're gonna dance, why don't you do movies like Roadhouse? You know, Patrick Swayze was a fucking dancer. Do something else. He's always doing like Greatest Showman, and I don't know, man. I don't know about that guy. Let's see here. Michael T. High Desert Comics. That movie and the Disney, I promise they were once great. Three Musketeers were iconic. Oh yeah, yeah. They were, man. And I like Count of Monte Cristo. I like the Count of Monte Cristo. I watched. I'll be honest. I didn't watch it as much as I did those other two. But to me, it just goes. It pairs perfectly with those two. It really does. Got the same tone, same actor. You know, it's where you first. That was like Caviezel's first big role before Passion, I believe. Yeah. That new Passion is going to be crazy, or the new Mel Gibson Resurrection of the Christ. He's been writing that movie for 7 years with his brother. It's going to be two movies actually, and I think part of the first movie, a big chunk of it's going to be the fall of Lucifer and Evan. I think that's going to be epic. That's going to be like Paradise Lost. I remember they were going to do that. Alex Proyas, director of The Crow, was going to do that, but something fell through and they decided not to do that. And he ended up making the movie ended up turning into The Gods of Egypt. And Bradley Cooper was going to play Lucifer. I was looking into for I was looking forward to that. And yeah, I've always been fascinated with that story. Even wrote a song about it back in the day. The Rise and Fall of Lucifer. Let's see here. Michael T. High Desert Comics. What was the Caviezel movie that had him as a spaceman and crashed among the Vikings? Dude, I forgot about that movie. That's Pathfinder. I got that movie on DVD as well. It's fucking awesome, dude. It's like Beowulf meets Predator. Oh yeah, you got Ron Perlman in there. You got John Hurt. You got Jack Houston from Boardwalk Empire. Great movie. If Edwin's still here, I'm sure he's seen it. But yeah, he loves the 13th Warrior. That movie, you know, put that up there second for Beowulf. I'm gonna bring it right back around to our boy Batista again, conversation wise. So they're making a Batista's playing Beowulf. They're making a movie called Grendel. It's going to be told from Grendel's perspective, and the creature is designed by Jim Henson Studios. Looks fantastic, but I don't think he should play Beowulf. To be honest, he doesn't look like a Danish guy. He looks like he could pass for like a Latino or like pretty much Latino, you know, or a Filipino dude. But he does not look doesn't look Danish at all. Let's see here. The Stranger Laugh Aloud. Just an idea, but what about all the cereal mascots fighting to the death for breakfast? Item that would be an interesting draw. The Stranger. I had Dakota Ring. Well, actually, there's something similar to that. There's a comic book called Mighty Mascots, and I'm not 100% sure, but it's a comic book series, and the creator, he took kind of like, he made his version of like Captain Crunch and a lot of those type of characters, and it's a comic book, and I think they fight a little bit in there too, so it made me think of that. That's pretty funny. But Yeah, that could be fun. You know, maybe like Count Chocula versus Frankenberry or something like that. Yeah, that could be fun. Yeah. Let's see here. Michael T. Back to Cavill projects. Your opinion on Russell Crowe's Ramirez? I would have gone with Antonio Banderas myself. Um, yeah, that's it, you know, like that kind of it kind of it's spot on, right? Like him or Javier Bardem, that's kind of where you would want to go, right? Spot on wise. But Russell Crowe, he played the Spaniard too, right? In the Gladiator, isn't he a Spaniard in there? I know he works for Rome, but isn't he like a Spanish general? I don't know. At the end of the day, I think he's a better actor, just a little bit more than Antonio. He's got more. He's got way more range than him, in my opinion. You know, it's weird. It's like you can't hear really like Antonio or like what's his name, Javier Bardem. They don't really pull off American accents or anything like that. You always hear the little Spanish accent in there a little bit, you know. Um, but you know, Russell Crowe, he can do all kinds of shit. He can do all kinds of shit with his accent, you know. Do yeah, he's doing a German accent in the new movies, and was it Nuremberg or something like that? So I guess I'm gonna have to go with Russell Crowe on that one, dude. I think Russell Crowe. I would pick him over Antonio, to be honest. Let's see here. The Stranger, Captain Crunch beating Tony the Tiger with an anchor. That'd be pretty dope. And if I did draw them, I wouldn't draw them like the cartoon version. I draw them like my version, so they would look different. They would look like the horror movie version, like the when an IP becomes public domain, like when Popeye the Sailor Man becomes a fucking horror icon. That's how I would draw Captain Crunch. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I'm one of those assholes that would probably do that if I was a millionaire. I'd probably have a horror movie in the can once the IP drops, just for fun. I'm one of those sick fucks. Just for fun. I haven't seen any of the movies, but I just think it's a fun thing. Like the what is it, Winnie the Pooh verse and all that shit. I'm gonna check it out one of these days. Let's see here. Michael T. I think the coolest rug pull would be Cavill being the Kurgan. Oh, that would be gangster. You know, that'd be cool. I'm not really feeling like Batista is a Kurgan, but I like that he's obsessed with the role and he's been following it for years. So I know he's going to give it his all. I would even put like Momo. I know everyone's always like, why do you always got to think of the popular character? But yeah, Momo would be a good Kurgan dude. He would. He simply would. You know. So with that, again, he's popular right now. I'm sorry, but he's that dude that played Lordy. He'd probably be a good Kurgan too. We haven't seen that really from him, but he's a big, tall motherfucker. You know. Trying to think of like, for me personally, he needs to be a tall guy, like Clancy, or at least appear to be that way. You know. Unless you're gonna go like a really like they need to. I think that they are gonna go like a really different direction with it. You know. I think Henry Cavill would be great. If not, be great if he got put on a Space Marines movie project. Let's see. He is a huge fan, so he'd be dedicated to it as well. I know that he is gonna. So I don't know if this information is accurate. Again, it could be wrong, but I was told that Tom Cruise is gonna be in the war. I forgot the name of the movie that Cavill's working on, the tabletop game. The Custodies. I forgot the fucking name, dude. I can't believe it's Warhammer, right? I heard Tom Cruise like wants to be in it, or he's gonna be in it, or something like that, which is cool. You know, I think Tom Cruise is awesome. He's one of those actors that were like, even if he's miscast, he's gonna do an entertaining job. You know, just like Robert De Niro playing the monster in Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, or Michael Keaton playing Batman. You know, like damn, I believe that shit, bro. But is he miscast? Yeah, he's miscast. So, at the end of the day, you just have to take what they give to us, right? We can't sit there and complain about it because we're not gonna. It's already made. It's fucking there. It exists, you know. So you could just say, you know, I enjoyed it. That's cool. Could have, you know, could have been better, but you know, they did a fucking good job entertaining me. I guess that's the will this artistic piece, this art entertain me, right? I guess that's the huge thing. Michael T. Cavill is pretty physically imposing. It's going to be tough to convince me that Batista is a threat to him. Yeah, and the same thing with Batista. He like lost 100 pounds of muscle. You know, like I don't know, bro. He needs to start juicing or something. I don't mean that like really, but you know what I mean. He lost all the mass, bro. So did The Rock. The Rock turned into the Pebble, bro. You have to call him, you know, Fruity Pebbles. I hear the Smashing Machine's fucking dope. Like, what is it? Christopher Nolan said it's the best movie of the year. The Rock did the best performance too. So I could see him doing good in there. Yeah, I just think people weren't really feeling that. They were kind of wanted to watch you know, Frankenstein and Predators or Predator, you know. I don't know how good Predator is going to do this weekend, but we'll see. I think Cavill needs to play Conan, bro. He'd be a perfect Conan. He looks like the to me he looks like the you know, Buscema Conan. Like straight up. He can pull that no problem, put some scars on him, you know, break his nose a bit. To me he looks like the Conan from John Buscema. Now the Barry Windsor Smith Conan, the taller, kind of looks a little taller one, a little leaner. I think Jacob Elordi would be a good Conan. You know, again, sorry because he's a popular actor right now, but I was just like, damn, that dude kind of, he's got the voice and he's tall, you know. Have him put on some more muscle. Yeah, he could pull off a Barry Windsor Smith-esque type Conan, like a younger one, or even a King Cole, you know. Yeah. But we'll see. Conan, I don't think we're gonna get any Conan. Like we might though. They're working on it. They're trying to seal the deal. I know that much. That's what the rights holders said on their live stream the other day. Said they're working on it. Yeah. Cavill would be a good Batman. You know. So would Chris Hemsworth. Chris Hemsworth would be a good Batman too. I don't know about his brother, maybe. You know. His brother, what is it? Liam? I know he's an ass Witcher. I don't even watch that shit. But he probably could play Batman too. Yeah. Some of these guys just kind of need that one role, you know, and then you're like, oh, okay. You know. Oh. And he's blonde, but you can just dye his hair, even though they didn't with Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer was a decent Batman. He was running around with blonde hair. Yeah. But I don't know, man. I don't really even care about Batman anymore too much. It's just kind of, I want to see some new stuff, you know? Or just like things done better. Like I want to see a new Conan movie. That's what I really want. Or a TV show. The Stranger. I think it's all that Ozempic craze going on in Hollywood, why everyone looks so skinny now. Yeah, they have access to all the you know, government shit, dude. They got all that stuff for the movies. Excuse me. They got the roids. They got the Ozempics. They got everything. You know, some of them look like trash, and then they come back looking like even better. Like what's her name? Lindsay Lohan. She looks better now than she did years ago. You know, it's crazy. It's like, what's going on here? A lot of them are getting their facelifts too and stuff like that. Looks like Brad Pitt had one. That new Brad Pitt movie is gonna be good too. That spinoff with the stuntman Mike or something like that. From Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Now I only watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood once, but I think that's my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie. For a while it was Kill Bill Volume 1, but yeah, probably still is Kill Bill Volume 1. That movie's really good. Yeah. Kill Bill Volume 1, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and then Django. Django. Damn, my voice is cracking like a kid tonight, nonstop. Hope I'm not falling into the weather again. It's supposed to be raining over here, like tonight at some time. Storms brewing. Yeah. But thanks for stopping by, guys. Hope you guys are having a good Friday Junior. In some cases, it's Friday in other spots. Yeah. Oh, no, I'm looking forward to the weekend. Everybody's working for the weekend. Yeah. But I was saying earlier, too, I forgot. There's this band called, what are they called? They're called, I forgot the name, dude. I think it's called Siphon System. Cipher System. Damn, they're good. They only have 2 albums, and they came out like 20 years ago. But I guess they're putting out a 3rd album. They're trying to raise funds for it on Kickstarter. And I think probably the best singer in metal. He's actually Christian Alvestam. He's going to sing vocals for him. So I'm looking forward to that. And he was even saying like, "No, I'm a big fan of their first album that came out 20 years ago. I want to try to like pay homage to that first singer." And I'm thinking like, dude, you're a million years better than that singer. Like, but that's fucking cool. But yeah, the band's called Siphon System. Yeah, Siphon System. Either Cypher System or Siphon System. But they're like Gothenburg sound. They're from Sweden. They only have 2 albums, and that first album is fucking sick. I just listened to it. It's on YouTube. It's got a big fat dude on the front cover with like his face like's all like morphing or some shit. But the music is killer. If you guys are into that whole like melodic death metal thing, you'll love it. See, The Stranger. It was fun. I got to hit the hay, but looking forward to seeing some more of your content soon. I subbed. Hey, thanks, bro. And if you ever have time, if you want, you get bored or whatever, I do have some shorts up on there with some horror stuff. Not too much, but a little bit. And we'll definitely be drawing some more horror characters in the future as well. Hopefully that's the plan, anyways. Yeah. Thanks for stopping by, bro. It's probably getting pretty late. I went a little bit early tonight. I normally go later, but yeah, got off a little early tonight, and then I want to check out Deathstalker. If you guys haven't seen Deathstalker, I recommend it. It's got that 80s sword and sorcery feel to it, but it is a comedy, so it's definitely, that's what I was gonna say. It definitely feels like Army of Darkness mixed with Hercules and Xena, mixed with what else was it? Yeah, Hercules and Xena, Army of Darkness, Conan the Barbarian. Yeah, those movies. But it's a comedy, so it's fun. And Deathstalker's he's definitely not Conan. He's definitely more like Ash, kind of like a dumbass. So it makes it even more fun. And the guy, again, the director, he uses like tons of puppets and real animation. It's $6 on Amazon for like 7 days. Yeah, good movie to rent and have some fun, practical effects. Oh, and it's got metal, like the theme song. It's fucking pretty dope. Slash from Guns N' Roses does it. He's a like executive producer on the movie, one of them. So yeah, go check that out, and then I'll have a review of that coming up. And I want to review Predator Badlands a little bit. That movie's been breaking some butts out there. That movie's breaking a lot of butts, making a lot of butts hurt. But a lot of people are digging it. So I'll talk about that a little bit. And then I got some concepts I want to do for our boy Dutch from Predator. I want to do some art for that. So I'm going to go write down some of those ideas I had the other night for storylines. Just cause I want to, get it out of my head. Get out of my head. Yeah. All right. So we got him right here. He's stomping on this arm right here, breaking a bone out a little bit. Working on that. The brutality, bro. All right, there's that. It's crazy though. I forget people like bands do Kickstarters and Indiegogos. It's pretty awesome. But I look at when the bands I like, they do Kickstarters and Indiegogos, and I'm thinking like, I don't even listen to CDs anymore. Like once the album comes out, I kind of just listen to it on YouTube through my car stereo. So I'm like, how am I going to support these fools? I'm thinking, oh well, they got a T-shirt on here. I'd rather just rock the T-shirt if I'm not going to buy the album anymore. And I would listen to it on a CD player, but I don't really listen to CD players anymore. Only when I barbecue, and then I don't barbecue really anymore. So I'm thinking, maybe I can just buy the CD. And, you forget too that bands they live off of like merch. They they want to they need to sell T-shirts. That's how they make their income, especially if they're funding it on a Kickstarter. So I'm thinking, I want to try to get one of these shirts. But I guess the band, the dude, they're kind of like a studio band at the moment. But it's their third record. They haven't done one in 30 years, or no, sorry, 20 years, I guess. But Alvestam's doing the vocals on this one. If you guys don't know who Christian Alvestam is, check him out. Check out Scar Symmetry, Solution 45, Miseration, just to name a couple of his bands. Then you'll know this guy's like a virtuoso in metal. He does like every style of metal you can think of. Death metal, melodic death metal, heavy metal. He even does kind of some like classic, I would just call it like glam metal, I guess, stuff like Scorpions. He has a band like that. I forgot the name of them. That one just came out. I need to check that out. But this Siphon Filter, they're more like the Gothenburg sound of metal, the melodic death metal, like At the Gates and In Flames, Soilwork, that style. So that's the shit that I'm really into. And that genre is dead right now. No one's really fucking doing it anymore. They're just doing they're doing the other shit now. Like what is it? Forgot the name of it. New something. It's not new metal. It's forgot the name of it. Some bullshit. I'm just not really into it. What's the name of that genre? I always forget the name of it. Deathcore. It's like post-deathcore. It's like new deathcore. I don't know. Metal's just gotten really, really, really weird nowadays. I'm just not feeling it. I think I don't know, man. I always say don't take your metal too seriously, but now I'm starting to eat my own words. I think it has gotten a little cheesy in some ways. And it should be, but it's just like, man. And I have fun with it too, man. I don't take it too seriously either, but like, again, I don't know, man. I don't know. This pin's decent, man. This little pin right here from the Dollar Tree. Fuck. Did a little review on the new Conan the Barbarian. I think it was number 26 this morning. Man, that was good. They've been just really focusing on the past 2 years, just kind of, they'll do like a 4-issue arc of like Frost Giant's daughter told from a different perspective, or, different stuff. Things like that. New storylines too that are pastiche and whatnot. But now they're kind of digging into how Conan became king. So they have to pack in a lot of like exposition and all kinds of, big ideas that happen in these stories, and with very little amounts of pages to do it in. But they're doing a great job of it. And that new issue today was fucking bad. I got the Simon Bisley cover too. I was hoping he would do at least one cover during this run, and they got him. Got him. They got a lot of people doing really good covers too, but then they got a lot of people that are just kind of like, I mean, what the fuck, guys? What are you doing? No disrespect, but it's just like, what the fuck? I don't know. Like they're just hooking their homies up over there or something, because there's a million artists out there that are really good. I know they're probably begging to do Conan covers. Some of them though just look kind of like they didn't. I don't know. They're just like did them in like 5 minutes or something, which is a thing. It doesn't really matter. It's all about like having variety and whatnot. But some of them just look kind of questionable, man. But today they had killer covers. Zaffino. They had Simon Bisley. They had Robert Della Torre. They had Bart Sears. They all look great. I'm like, yeah, man, this is what's up, you know? And then there's a ton of like people like Bart Sears, you know, that are still out there doing work. You know, they should be on these covers. I don't know. You got to bring in the new talent too, though. You know, it's like, fuck. They should do I would say they should do a cover contest, but I don't know. Could be a Pandora's box. There's so much AI out there now. It's fucking retarded. Check out my art. My fix. I don't know, man. You guys know how I feel about AI. If you watch the channel, I'm not a fan of it. I'm sorry, but not sorry. I don't think I ever will. Especially that new news about about what Matthew McConaughey and Michael Caine are doing. They like sold their voice to AI. Like, you can just have my voice, you know. This is like, all right, AI. You could take my AI voice and you can use it anytime you like. And then Morgan Freeman's like the opposite. I read an article today on Twitter saying that people are taking my taking my voice and they are making AI out of it. And I ain't getting paid for it. I'm like, oh shit, that's fucked up. It's like McConaughey and Caine like sign off their souls, you know, to the global Skynet matrix. So the global Skynet matrix thinks it's all good. We can do the same thing with Morgan Freeman. He's like, oh, hell nah, bitches. This is Morgan Freeman. You ain't taking shit from me. So he's like, I don't know if he's taking legal action or what, but it's pretty wild. You're like dead and they're still like making movies of you. You're not even signing off on it. That's pretty fucking wild. I don't know, man. I don't know about these guys. These guys in Hollywood. I don't know. Maybe it's like they need the money really bad. Maybe there's like some medical procedure, like a family, like if something like that was happening to my family, like, and they needed my voice. Yeah, fuck yeah, take my shit. You know, I don't care. I would do anything for my family, you know. But other than that, oh, hell's nos. You ain't taking my soul, man. That's your voice. No ways. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Thanks again, everybody, for watching. I appreciate you. Thank you for the 14 thumbs up. It's awesome. I know I don't deserve it, but thanks anyway. I know I'm an asshole, but I think it. Thank you for it regardless. The asshole always comes out. Okay. Any other movies coming out soon? Oh yeah, Sisu 2. Oh yeah, definitely got to do some fan art of that, man. That would be cool. Who could Sisu fight? Oh, shit, he could fight Stephen Lang, right? They're gonna fight in the movie. Yeah, that might be a cool thing to draw. Hopefully they have a badass fight, man. Imagine Stephen Lang versus I forgot his name, the character in Sisu. If that's even his name, I don't think it is, but it might be. I only saw the movie once. Don't judge me. Yeah. You guys know about Rare Exports though, or Rare Imports? That movie. That's from the same director and guy that played in Sisu. Crazy Santa Claus movie. Check that shit out. But you don't know about that. But yeah. Anyways, I hope Stephen Lang and main actor from Sisu. I hope they get down and have a good fight in that movie, man. They have to. Yeah, they have to. I like to just call him Cable, man. He should have played Cable after seeing him in Avatar. Everything behind that wall is out there to kill you. Yeah, great actor. He was great. He was even good in Conan for what he had, you know? Kind of cheesy. With him and Momoa. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, he was good in there with what he had. So I'm going to come back and add some stuff to that later. A lot more effects for that. All right. Bloodshot would have been a good movie, man, if they would have done that right. Yeah. I don't know about Vin Diesel, though. Yeah, I don't know. Not in that role. Brainiac? Yeah, I could see him doing Brainiac. I don't know about Bloodshot, though. Some people liked him in that. It's like, yeah. Movie was all right. Crazy shit going on with Indiegogo. I wonder if they got it all fixed. A couple weeks back. I was hearing some stuff. Not good. That new Mark Millar book, or Mark Miller. I can't. I gotta call him Mark Millar. I have to. Sorry. Mark Millar. It sounds better anyway. Mark Millar. Sounds way more Scottish. Fuck it. So that Mark Millar book, that Psychic Sam, I really dug that shit, man. Really dug that. I can't wait till the next one comes out. It's supposed to be launching pretty soon. So many books out right now. It's ridiculous. Can't catch them all though. It's a sucky thing. And he was gonna say like they're gonna be making a movie of it, so that'd be cool. Makes me want to go watch the Death Wish franchise with our boy Charles Bronson. Did you say Brunson, Missouri? Yeah, makes me want to go watch the Death Wish. Yeah. But yeah, that book was great. Thought it was kind of cool too because it takes place in LA where I live, so a lot of the places in there I've been and I still go to, so it's weird. I kind of know how the people in New York felt when they were reading Spider-Man back in the day, or even now. I guess I don't know. People still read it. I don't know what's up with I really don't know what's up with the industry right now. It's hard to say. Feels like they might be in good hands, but sometimes I just don't know. Hey, what's up, Eggy? It's giving line art. Yeah, it's giving a lot of line art right now. It's giving line art up here and right there. It's giving some line art down there. I'm about to give some line art over here too. Yeah, I would give it some color if I had time, just for fun. I give it some flats. You know what I'm saying? That'd be fun. Yeah, I like my flats. Got to get a new coloring. I don't know, system, because I got rid of Photoshop, man. I don't really use it that much. It's like $15 a month too. It's kind of a lot of money for not using it, especially if you're like trying to like sell artwork and work on comics and do campaigns and make trailers and make music, and it's like every little penny kind of goes towards your projects, so it's like, fuck that. I don't know, man. Then I see all these badass artists like, I don't even use Photoshop anymore. I use Clip Studio, motherfucker. It's like, oh damn, what am I thinking? It's like, what? Hope I give it the good line art. Let's see. Boom. Was watching Indiana Jones a few weeks back. Such a good movie. The Last Crusade. Yeah, it's definitely the best one, man, by far. He chose poorly. Seen was it the Knight from the Knight's Templar? Such a cool movie. Made me think of that new series that Mel Gibson's working on. This Mel Gibson's just got all kinds of good shit coming out right now. That Siege of Malta show he's producing. obviously the Resurrection movies, and then he's doing that new hunting season, or what's it called? I forgot. Hunting season or something like that, where he's it's like a revenge style, like John Wick and Death Wish. I'm just like, bro, why weren't you all over this franchise like 20 years ago? You should have been doing that type of action movie a long time ago. But hey, late's better than never. And I was crying about it the other day. Like, we're losing our action stars, man. Like, they're going bye-bye. Like the OGs, even what's his fucking face, Vin Diesel. I'm like, bro, get out there and go make some more Riddick movies. Go make another Witch Hunter movie. The Last Witch Hunter. I thought, fuck, if they would have done that in like medieval times, bro, that movie would be sick. Be like a dark fantasy movie. That first 20 minutes of that movie was pretty good. I'm sorry, but yeah, I guess I think he's making sequels to all of his movies. Oh, that reminds me. You know what other movie I saw on the docket for next year is Last Friday. I'm sorry, but I love those Friday movies. All three of them. The one with Ice Cube, they're fucking hilarious. I'm sorry. Yeah, all of them are funny. I remember when I watched them when they first came out. I only liked the first one, but in retrospect, going back and watching them, they're all fucking funny. So I want to see what they bring to that. I'll be definitely checking that out. It's fucking hilarious. Then it's just going to be kind of hard because the dad's dead now, so they're going to have to find someone equally as good but different. That's the thing. You can never find someone better. I mean, you can sometimes, but you want to look for someone that's equally as good but different, right? And I think that's like a good example. Again, totally off topic. The Evil Dead franchise. You need to find someone like Ash that's just as good as but different, or a 99% chance that you won't. Someone that's better, a better character, right? For Ash. I actually thought of one the other day, but I forgot what it was. It was probably on a stream where I thought, oh, okay, I got one. In a different tone, that character from Mandy, the red character, he would be good in the Evil Dead series if you could take him out of Mandy, the Nicolas Cage character, and put him in there. But don't make him Ash, just make him red. Make him the lumberjack. Not the S-Mart guy. Just take over, because there's different tones, different subgenres of horror with Evil Dead. You got the ever popular splat stick. Then you have like the serious, more, Evil Dead Rise and the Evil Dead remake and Evil Dead. Those are all serious horror movies. There's three of them. And there's also, the TV show, which is kind of silly, and then Evil Dead 2 is silly, and so is Army of Darkness. So I think if you were to take Red from Mandy and put him like in the Evil Dead universe, which you shouldn't, it's like sacrilege, but his character would fit in there. I'm sorry. His character would totally fit in there. I could see that. But yeah, they would need to make a character that's different than Ash Williams. Because Ash is even if you got a big actor, right? Let's say, who was it? Someone took like a pretty big actor and then they put him in Ash's clothes. I think it was like Hugh Jackman, right? He's kind of goofy sometimes. I know it's kind of at a left field, but they put Hugh Jackman in Ash's clothes and he looked like Ash a little bit, but Hugh Jackman, and then you're like, yeah, but it's not, he's he's fucking Wolverine, right? But he's not Ash, so it's like, you can't really replace Ash. You got to get somebody different, a different character. And all the characters they've put in there, they're cool for one movie, but they kind of, they can't hold a candle to Ash. Such a cool character. And then even in the TV show, like, what was it? The two characters. That one dude, I forgot his name. He always calls him like Hefe. He was cool, kind of like Kramer a little bit though. You know what I mean? With the hair, he looked like Kramer. But I wouldn't really like. I don't know. Maybe give him a TV show or something. But I wouldn't headline him or nothing. Because Ash, he in Army of Darkness, he was pretty badass, dude. He looked like, he looked like a superhero in that movie. He was hitting the weights. He kind of looked like Batman in there. Yeah. Let's see here. But yeah, I'm just rambling on about Evil Dead because it's my favorite franchise, and I hate to see it kind of going by the wayside. I did actually see Evil Dead Burn, an Evil Dead Burn poster that's coming next year as well. It's another movie I want to see in the theater. I do like all the Evil Dead movies too, man. Even the remakes were good. Evil Dead Rise was good. So was it woke? Yeah, it was a little woke, but it was fucking good though. Also, what was it? Just the Evil Dead, that movie, the first remake, that was great. Fucking fantastic. But I don't know. We'll see. We soon shall see. Yeah. Okay, I'm probably gonna work on the feet right here. It's gonna need a little bit more. Might have to go back and get some reference for this guy. Haven't really drawn this guy that many times. Yeah. Might put this up for sale on my website or my web store. That'd be pretty fun, I think. Let's see here. Had some Italian dudes on here in the live stream about a week ago. They were talking all kinds of stuff. Made me want to speak Italian, man. Feel sorry for them, dude. They're like underpopulated over there. Trying to get people to go over there and populate. I know Tuscany was offering Americans money to move there, but they had to have I think a business kind of already set up, but they were going to give them money to move. And I know that there's some spots in I think West Tuscany, if I'm not mistaken, that's more by bodies of water that look pretty awesome. I'd probably move over there, possibly. I know the food's organic and whatnot. Be a nice way of life. I know some people that moved to they just got up and moved right out of town. They fucking moved to Spain. They said, we're moving to fucking Spain. I'm like, really? Wow, Spain. Okay. All right. And they had moved here from Arizona. I asked them. I know a lot of people that moved to Arizona, even before the whole California Texas exodus that happened over the past 5 years or so. Yeah, everyone I knew before that, they were moving to Arizona. So these people that moved to Spain, I'm like, why did you guys move from Arizona? I know a bunch of people that moved there, especially up in the northern Arizona. And the dude, he was a Marine, so he could handle all the weather. He was just like, it's fucking hot, bro. Like where we were at, it was just too fucking hot. You have to wear gloves when you drive anywhere. Fucking fingers will melt off. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's pretty whack. So I was just thinking, yeah, I don't want to move there, but I know that the Sierra Nevadas look pretty dope. It's pretty nice up there. Let's see here. I'm the main man. I might have said this earlier, but I'll say it again. At least I was thinking it. Sometimes I get a multitude of thoughts in my head, but I don't say everything. Yeah, they need to give Momoa his own movie, man. It's they should not be putting out a fucking a Supergirl movie. Like, haven't you learned anything from Deadpool? Do a Lobo movie. Like, okay, I'll do your work for you. Get Dan Trachtenberg, the guy that took like $100 million and made Badlands. Have him make a fucking Lobo movie. Give him like 100 million and maybe 80 million. Good to go, bro. He knows what he's doing. I guarantee you he'll make something the fans will like, something cool, And people want that Deadpool. They like the Deadpool style of comic movies, and that's exactly what Lobo is, but it's in space. I think Trachtenberg could handle that. He'd be a good director. He'd be like perfect for it, I think. And then he's making a new Predator movie. It's going to be different than Badlands. He knows how to do sci-fi, and that's what Lobo is. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Just seems like it sounds good on paper, at least. Sometimes the perfect guy, though, is the wrong guy. Sometimes they get the perfect people to do stuff, and it just doesn't hit like it should. So glad it's Friday. Crazy times we're living in, man. Crazy times. Hopefully we get a nice little stimmy from Trump. It's been in office for a minute now. I thought for sure he would have been dropping stimulus checks. Kind of wild, man. Even dumbass Biden was dropping stimulus checks. Yeah. You go on TikTok and they're like, "New stimulus checks coming tomorrow. I swear, I promise. I put it on my soul." Everybody on TikTok got a new stimulus check coming. The new Doge is coming. It's coming November 11th. Like they've been saying that all fucking year. Like the TikTokers are like the most disingenuous lot I've ever fucking seen. They lied so much, man, about every fucking thing, and they use AI up the wazoo. It's entertaining though. I like to see some of the comments that people use, or that people say use as far as pins. Oh, what's up, SV? Thanks for stopping by. Well, let's see here. Hi, what are your favorite pins? If it's okay to ask. Oh, for sure, bro. That's what we're here, man. We're here to learn the secrets and share, and the constant study that is art and bettering ourselves at art. For me, my favorite pins right now are the ever trendy Tombow Fudenosuke. Oi. Those are my favorite. And they come in 2-packs, usually around $6 to $8 before shipping and handling. And they're kind of got them at a lot of places now. Now, this is a hard tip, the blue one. This is my personal favorite. And this is a soft tip, and you could kind of do anything with them. But at the Dollar Tree, certain Dollar Trees, they have these paper mates. These are $1.25, bro, or broette, or dudette. $1.25, and I've been using this one for a lot of the stuff right now. Just kind of abusing it, just seeing what it'll do. And man, I'm really digging this pin. And ever since I started using it, I've been looking for them. And I'm gonna just load up on these puppies because they're just pretty good. I mean, I don't know how good the ink's going to be in like 4 years. Like if you use a Sharpie, Sharpies are cool until you come back 4 years later or less, and all the inks turn blue, so you never really know. It's like COVID. We don't know how good or bad the shot's going to be in 20 years. Right. But yeah, that's what I use right now. There's a bunch of new pins though I want to check out that I can't speak on. but they look great. And it seems like I don't want to use a blanket statement, but I'm gonna fucking do it anyway. A lot of the Japanese stuff works really good, you know. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's up with Japan, man. That rhymed. I don't know what's up with Japan, man. But I know what's up with Japan, man. Yeah, I got this new white brush for white ink. That's gonna be fun to use. Well, these I'm gonna use these later. I just got these at the Dollar Tree. These water brush because I wanted to start adding some more tones. That's for later. I got these new whiteout. These ones write on like metal and plastic, and they have these nibs that you put in there. These are going to be interesting. This right here is an old trick that I used to do, and these are old. This is like a graffiti marker, right? This right here, when you want to do traditional art and you don't want to use that Adobe bucket fill paint, this is what I used to use. I'll fill this whole thing up. It's got the little balls in there. I'm going to fill this with India ink, and that way I could just get in there and go and just add tons of ink everywhere. You know what I mean? You just press down. So right now it's nice and pretty. Okay, so I have that. It's made in Germany. Yeah. So there's that. And then, yeah. So I pretty much recommend these pins. Like, I'm pretty sure they're going to be good. And hear good things about them. Just opened this one. I haven't used it yet, though. Seen a lot of these with the string. These are also Japanese pins. And then this one, I can't wait. This was the one. Kiritaki Manin Mahitusu, number 8. It's got these, pardon my Japanese, but yeah. So those are some pins right there. But at the end of the day, you know, the Tombow, I love that brand, man. The Fudenosuke. That's the 2-hit combo. So I use those. And again, finality. This paper mate I've been getting for $1.25, medium size, from Dollar Tree, if you could find them. And I don't, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if Target has these too, probably for like $4. But that's what I'm using, and I'm gonna be using. You know, it's I'd say it's about 80%, maybe 75% artist, and then 25% tools. A lot of people say it's not the tool, it's the artist. And I'd say 75% degree, but another 25%, you need a proper fucking tool when you're doing stuff. You really do. You need a proper pen, you need a proper eraser, you need proper you know, inks, and you need good erasers. You need, like, Tombow erasers work great. I've been using those, you know, those are the best erasers I've been using ever. Just started using those this year. For that was the Moo erasers are great. And the Tombow mechanical erasers for highlights. You have to have these things. If you don't have these things to erase, you know, you're going to do your lightning, you're going to do veins, you're going to do whatever, you're assed out. You got to have this shit. You know, I just bought like 10 of these, I think, for like $5. And they have different sizes. This is also Tombow. So you need that stuff, you know? So those are some things. Oh, let's see here. SV, thanks for sharing pins. I agree with you about the Japanese thing. Laugh out loud. Japan is the only foreign country I've been to. I was at Dollar Tree tonight. Oh, depends. All of it matters. I do. I really think that, you know, like I said, it's like for sure 75% is skill, right? And that's something you have to do, even if you're the best artist in the world and you're born as an artist, like you have talent, you still got to do it every day, and you gotta get better. You know, even if you've mastered a style or mastered painting, then move on to pencils, move on to inks. You know, just keep trying new stuff. But I don't know what it is with the Japanese, man. They're like the fucking Atlanteans of our fucking generation, or what is it of this time? They're like the Atlantis. They're like on an island. They're like highly advanced. They have all this tech. They have awesome culture, right? They got ninjas. They got samurais. They got teriyaki. They got anime. They got manga, right? They got sushi. They got all kinds of good stuff. Culture. They got what is it? They got baby metal. They got some badass metal bands too. Forgot that one. there's a bunch of them. They're metalheads too. They got a massive metal community over there. Fuck yeah. So that I would live in Japan. I know people that live there and have lived there, and yeah, I would live in Japan. I'm not a weeb though, dude, but I would definitely live there. Yeah. So I'm gonna keep at it with this pin though. I mean, yeah. I might come back and like add an effect on this on these bullets right here for fun, just to create like a blur effect. I might fuck up the drawing too when I do it, but who cares? You got to get in there and take chances. Your drawing might get fucked up. It's all about taking those risks, you know. Right? They are very cool. They are really into music. I would love their part time. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's what my wife was saying. She's like, would like to live places sometimes and move back, and you know, which I think is kind of cool too. It's not a bad idea. You know, you got like a house here for a certain time, then another house there. If you could swing it, you know, most definitely. Getting these bullets right here. Probably just gonna draw a little bit more. And again, this is Lobo, like 90s style. This is fucking bullets everywhere, you know, blood, guts, big muscles, all that shit. Super swole, roided out, you know. And it's fun to draw that stuff sometimes too. I like to draw that most of the time, you know. Sometimes though, you know, and like some of the books that I'm working, like the book I'm working on now, Hell War, it's totally like that. But not all my other books are going to be that way too. So I like to switch it up a little bit. And it just depends on like the tone of the book I'm working on. Let's see here. I was only there for 11 days, but it was fun. Yeah, that sucks, man. But at least you got to go. I've never been there before. You know. Yeah, I hear. I know, and I know that the yen. I think that's what they have over there, right? The yen. I hear it's down right now. So if you can get a job like locked in over there, fuck, you'll be set. You'll be good. Yeah. Also, there's nibs and brushes. Like, I want to start using these too pretty soon. These Winsor Newtons, they've been sitting here forever. And then I want to get back to the nibs. I gotta get going on that. It's just annoying if you got to be careful, you know, that you don't mess up your drawing. You know what I mean? But the thing is, you got to just go in there. It's like driving. You just got to say, I don't give a fuck. Like even if the ink spills all over your drawing, you got to be fearless with it. You got to be ready for that to happen. And if it does happen, just fuck it. Start get some white paint or some white out and redraw it over it and scan it in. You know, everything happens for a reason. You know, that spill of ink atop of your masterpiece might cause you to have to flex a muscle that you got that's kind of weak and not it's underdeveloped, and cause you to learn a new skill in your art and in your craft. When one door closes, another one opens. You know, that's the way I look at it. You know, just like when you're driving, you know, when you're a teenager or when you're starting out, you know, you got to get your license. Like, fuck, I don't know, man. This thing's it's a weapon, you know. Like, what if I die? It's like, yeah, you could die, but you can die like going outside. Like someone could, you know, come up and get you. You know what I mean? Or you know, you get hit by a car. Like there's a million ways, you know. And driving is like pure freedom. Same thing with drawing, right? Telling stories is pure freedom, but you gotta be willing to get out there and put yourself out there. You know, that's what you do every time when you drive. You can even argue like going outside, you know, or even walking the streets. But yeah, you just got to be careful is all. And you got to be willing to make mistakes. That's my opinion. let's see here. I was wondering about nibs slash ink. Have you been doing this since a child? Yeah, I've been doing this since I was like 4 years old, maybe 4 or 5. I've been drawing off and on since then. And in high school, I did it. And then I took a break like midway through high school for like, maybe like 10 years. And then I just kind of focused on music a lot, playing music and playing live and jamming and stuff like that. And then I got back into it in my 30s. Yeah. But I have I wish I was studying art like in my 20s more, you know. I wish I was because I was working a lot. I wish I was working, and I wish I was taking classes in at least like live drawing, any type of art classes, painting classes, just like at the regular college. I wish I was doing all that. There's nothing wrong that could come of that, you know. Just gonna learn more stuff. But doing that, like pushing myself to paint, pushing myself to ink, pushing myself. Just I wish I was doing all of that in my 20s and in my 30s, or my early 30s, 20s, all of that. I would have been an even better artist than I am now. 100%. Yeah. And you know, try to learn from people. You know, if you're working all the time, and you don't have a plan. So like when you're young, you're either working or you're partying, or you're doing a little bit of too much of both. So if you're working all the time and partying, then you just need to kind of stop partying and focus on your work. So if you're just working, then at that point, cool. Then you got to work, and then you got to go to school at night or on the weekends and take some art classes and do that shit. Do some life drawings, you know. You got to draw those funky people. Any type of drawing, you know. If they have an art class, take it. Just study at home. Even if you don't want to do that, buy some books. You know, what is it? Get the Bridgman books. Buy some comics, study them. Buy some painting, study that. Watch videos. Dedicate time. That's what I'd say for artists to do, you know, and then draw real life as much as possible. Also draw in their head and just kind of start seeing stuff, you know. Like I use reference from this, but I drew all this from my head. I didn't look at anything, you know. So I've been able to do that as a kid. See things in my head and put it down on paper. It's just recently it's been like the past few years it's been readable. Before it was just straight ass, you know. But probably about 10 years ago, you know, I kind of noticed that like I could kind of do it. Like I was at a convention just, trying to sell some comics, and I kind of knew I could do it, but my buddy was like, draw a Swamp Thing there. So I started drawing a Swamp Thing, and then just from memory, I didn't have any reference or nothing, didn't have a cell phone. All right, draw Venom. I started drawing Venom. Boom, boom, I remembered it. Didn't have any reference because they didn't have any, you had to pay for internet in there. And I used to draw the Max in high school. I remember I could do him, you know, draw that in high school without looking at anything. So I think that's what could be cool is drawing from your head, not, you know, just plucking some reference, you know, even if you're going to draw the character, not 100% accurate, but just being able to pull things from your head. Now, one of my favorite artists, Bernie Wrightson, he said he got to the point where he could draw exactly what was in his head and put it down on the paper. And I think that's where everyone needs to be. I don't think everyone he's the only one I know that could do that. I mean, I'm sure there's more. So there's him, and then part of my pronunciation, but I forget his name, Kim Jung. I forgot the artist, but he had passed away a few years ago. He could draw a multitude of things just out of his head, just right there, you know. That's where I think that we should be. And there's a lot to learn, you know, the 1 point, 2 point, 3 point perspective, the fisheye perspective, you know, that's another one that you can learn. And a lot of the stuff you can learn really quick too, if your brain just needs to, you know, it all depends on the teacher too. If you don't have the right teacher teaching you, it could take you fucking years. If you have the right teacher, it could take you minutes. It's all in the way that's presented to you. That's what's fucked up. And then you'll just hit a corner on your art, like someone will tell you something and your brain will just compute it a certain way. And then out of nowhere, you just fucking know Kung Fu like Neo. You're just leveled up. it's retarded, really. But that's just how we are. We're machines in that regard, in my opinion. Like me, I really think that I'd say 90% of humans are really smart. I think we're just a smart race. It just depends on who's teaching us. It really does. It depends on who your teacher is and how your upbringing is. But I think we're all really fucking smart. But just a lot of us don't have the proper teacher. We don't have the proper parents raising us. Things aren't taught specifically to us the way we need to be, But on a side note, that's impossible. You're never going to find the perfect teacher it's really impossible to find the perfect person to teach you everything. You just got to kind of go through life and learn it that way. But the good thing about that is it's going to teach you life experience, and then that in turn will inform your artwork. But you got to be hungry to search it out. That's what I think. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everyone learns differently, and it's hard to find the perfect person to teach you the right way. Because if your brain figures out how to do it, it's unlocked, and you have it, then you can learn things that way, And then there's just, bad teachers that just suck and they just can't teach anyone anything, like that great, or they're just, then there's kids that have attitude problems, or they're they don't have proper discipline in the family, or lack thereof, or none whatsoever. So they're not going to do shit, You need to have someone there, guiding you, in those kind of in those formative years, really the junior high years, 6th, 7th, 8th grade. Those years are fucking seminal, man. You need someone there, with cracking the whip on you. Very important. Yep, everyone learns differently, 100%. And their studies, I think it's either Iceland or Finland, their kids don't even start going to school till 7. They're out there, grabbing things, playing in the dirt, it's kind of learning the world, like Frankenstein's monster, the creature, getting out there, getting hurt, playing outside, picking things up, putting things down, whistling, learning life, going on hikes, things like that. Then once they hit about, I think 7, then that's when they start making them read and write and do arithmetic and math. And I heard they have the highest, the best grades in the world. I think it's either Finland or Iceland. You have to look it up. But yeah, they don't make them do school until that late. But they have the proper people there, proper teachers, teaching them respectively. Because everything will happen. And that kind of goes with Einstein, right? He obviously he was a genius, but yeah, Finland. But he was internalizing a lot of stuff. He didn't speak till he was 4. That's how my son was. He wasn't really saying nothing. He's a smart guy, my kid. And he was 4. He was da-da-da-da, like a whole sentence, oh man, you were really just waiting to say all that. That's cool. So the potential that we have as humans, like I said, about 90% of us are really, I feel that we're really smart. There's going to be some, a smaller percentage that are not, but I just feel that a lot of us don't have what we need, for a multitude of reasons. But you need the will to go out there and do it yourself and seek out that knowledge, and better yourself, because you come into this world alone, and you're going to leave this world alone too. So you always got to remember that. And you always got to remember the world is, life is a roller coaster. You get on, you go up and down, you go upside down, and then you get off. Once you guys, once you know that, then you're good. And I could take it a step further too. If you're an American and you're in your 20s and 30s and 40s, you were never going to retire. You will work. Probably the chances are you're going to be working until you die. okay, without retiring. But the beauty of that is your chances of living, if you take care of yourself, you work out, you eat healthy, and you work, your chances of living a long life are pretty good. Because a lot of people, when they retire, they end up dying because their body is just so used to work that they collapse. So you really have to work regardless. So that's the one good thing about the light at the end of the tunnel, and just study, save up your money, you know, try not to live beyond your means, but you also gotta like spend money sometimes and go have fun. You need to treat yourself. You gotta go to that movie, go buy that CD, buy yourself some clothes. Maybe go to the club, maybe go to a concert, see a band once in a while. You do have to do that, but you need to save most of the time. That's what I say. And that's the thing about art too, man. You gotta keep switching it up and trying new things, and not get comfortable too much, I think. And when I mean art too, I don't just mean drawing. I also mean if you're doing music, if you're writing, if you're working on movies, you have to keep going to different wells of inspiration to come back, and then that inspiration will inform the other work that you're working on because you're so excited. It's just gonna send electricity and energy to different projects you're working on and different artistic endeavors. That's my opinion. Finland, yeah. I'm ready for a concert too, man. I can't wait. Cannot wait. Well, been going on about 2 hours and 45 minutes. I'm really slow. I got to work on my speed. That's another thing I could work on. I'm super duper slow. But I will take, like, I do these, just for fun to hang out and chill. I'm not on a. I would probably draw a little different. You're gonna draw a little different if you're moving at speeds. You're gonna think differently and stuff. And that's a different skill set too to have. It's good. Yeah, I'm yapping. I'm saying a bunch of bullshit. But take it. Maybe you could use it. Maybe not. I don't know. But that's what I'm here for. And I also have the Metal Cartoonist Nuggets playlist where I talk about making comics and all that stuff from a independent creator's perspective. And I haven't made videos in months. So I want to start making some more. But there goes the voice again, cracking. I gotta have some relevant topics. I need to help people. And if it's not a relevant topic, or if it's not something I feel like can help somebody, I don't want to do it. But I do want to do it because I want to have that, and then I could do updates too on different stuff that I'm working on. I try to do updates throughout the show too, but yeah. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. This is the type of stuff that you're into. If you like it, hit like and subscribe. Like the same jargon everyone else is saying, right? But that's what I'm here to do. I'm trying to build a cartoonist, comic book creator, metal community over here. Straight up. But thanks for watching. I hope you have a good night, and thanks everyone that stopped by. At 15 likes, fuck, hell yeah, thank you guys. And then I'm gonna try to do another stream of this. I want to get this finished up. At least probably gonna be 1 or 2 more streams. We'll see. Hopefully I can get it done with 1, and then I want to start working on the next stuff. I'm like excited. I want to start doing either the werewolf piece or the Dutch piece. I actually have 3 ideas for Dutch because I'm not going to be able to write the book because I don't have time. But maybe I can do like a big picture where it's showing a lot of stuff. So I think that would be exciting. And that's Dutch from Predator. But yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for watching. Always remember to be bold, be brave, and roll the bones to know your role. I'll see you guys next time, and stay metal.